Blynd Submyshynz, where DIY bands submit songs for us to listen and react to blind. Every week, we'll bring a guest from the underground music, arts, or entertainment scene to help you sort through mountains of new music. We go in blind, so you don't have to. Blynd Submyshynz.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to a very special episode of Blynd Submyshynz. So why is it special?
I have no idea. Why is it special?
I got my Glory or Death record shirt on today.
I got my Bad Brain shirt on today. Is that why it's special?
No, it's
Because
not.
somebody actually tried to lightning the Capitol.
Oh, come on. No. We're not going to talk about that
We're not
today.
going to talk about that. Nope.
No, it's special because today we have the other two folks behind Glory or Death Records. And really, Buddy's the main guy, and Tyler and I really just support. But we have Buddy and Tyler from both the Great Electric Quest and Glory or Death Records.
Wow, I got the whole crew.
We got a little family chit chat. It should be fun.
Sounds like it. Friends and family episode.
A little bit. I mean, and these are people that I keep up with regularly, so I don't have as much like, hey, so what have you been doing?
What have you been up to?
Yeah, I can play dumb and still ask them, and we can still ask them.
I'll do that. That's what I do best.
There you go. We can ask them what they've
play dumb.
what they've been listening to, and all the whatnots and the where-to-fors.
What they've been working on.
What they've been working on. Yes, Buddy especially has been a busy boy this year.
Been a busy bee.
Yeah, he sort of took the pandemic and kind of the limited band practicing because of a variety of circumstances for them as his opportunity to really go in like full force on the label, and has released a bunch of records this year and has a bunch more coming up, and we're still in the middle of pulling together all the music for the Deep Purple tribute, getting tracks in. There's a few, so if you go to gloryorddeathrecords.bandcamp.com, we'll be on there later today. You can see the songs that have been released so far for the Deep Purple tribute. I think there are 3. And then you can check out all of the other stuff that Buddy has released over the course of this year.
And the new one.
We'll
talk about.
Yes, the Friends and Family record that Buddy pulled together really as a tribute to, if you ever toured through San Diego and North County and played in a rock or metal band, you probably met a guy named Scott Clift. Scott came to every show. I mean, anytime I was in San Diego at a show, whether Buddy and Tyler were there or not, Scott was there. And he was just a retired guy who took up photography after he retired and was really into music and would just show up and take rad pictures, no matter who you were. So, like some of the best live band photos I have are pictures that Scott took when we played in San Diego. Awesome. Yeah, it was great. Like, you just know that you're going to come out of a show with a good set of pictures. And it's funny how important and actually useful that is to have
important.
Great live photos when you're trying to promote or just give people a sense of the band and stuff. So Scott passed away this year, earlier this year, and so they thought, what better way to pay tribute to a guy who loved music so much and supported so many underground bands. I mean, he never charged a cent, as far as I know, to take pictures, and he always gave you the really good, high-quality, high-res shots. He did band photos for the Quest and a bunch of other people. So it was just all-around, just a really good guy and a big loss to the San Diego and North County kind of music scene, a scene that is just insanely rich. There are so many bands that come out of that Oceanside, Carlsbad, all the way down into San Diego from the kind of earthless, dreamy, psyche, stonery, jammy stuff, all the way to like straight out, ripping heavy metal bands like Monarch that won the Wacken battle last year and actually got to go and play at Wacken. Also friends of Buddies and guys that I've met before too while I was down there. So just a really cool, rich scene with all kinds of any kind of heavy music you might like, you'll find it down there.
I mean, and we can't forget about Rocket from the Crypt and Drive Like Jehu and all those noise bands,
and
Hot Snakes.
Yeah, I mean, it's just such a diverse and rich music scene if you like white guys playing guitar.
Yeah.
I mean,
do you like white guys playing music?
Yeah, let me pump.
You'll love San Diego.
Let me pump the brakes a little bit on what exactly I mean by diversity.
The musical genres are diverse,
not
the people playing them.
Well, and diverse within heavy music.
Yeah,
but not that diverse.
Yeah, no.
Generally speaking, not very diverse at all.
Yeah,
but
we should actually get a photographer on one day, because it is. I mean, it's huge. It makes all the difference in the world. Like when you're a band, you're trying to promote yourselves, and you have good live photos, not like shitty photos that were taken by a friend on their phone, and you're blurry and dark, and there's a big difference. Like, really, people want to click, and they want it when they see a band that has great photos. They're gonna want to like click on your links and follow you on Facebook and Instagram
for sure. And we one day when we were in the studio, we actually brought a photographer in, and she just was like kind of a fly on the wall and took pictures the whole time, over the course of the day, all different cool studio pictures, which now becomes kind of like a living memory of recording, because she took pictures of equipment and just the space, not just pictures of us working. So it's really cool. I love going back and flipping through that album, because it's
wasn't the picture that you used for the episode with Billy one that she took of him at the board? Yeah.
So if you've been on the YouTube and seen the Billy Anderson episode, the picture that is the title card picture was from that session of him with his hands kind of in a prayer position, I think is the one I used. Yeah.
Pondering.
She got tons of really great shots of Billy. So just before we started recording, Buddy's dog ate a bee. So I'm going to go ahead and admit them from the waiting room and
hopefully he's there.
Hopefully whatever bee eating issue
problem is solved.
They had is solved. But I think that it's only fitting for the first time to play a little musical introduction to our guests, since we have two members of the same band. On the compilation is a re-release of a song from Great Electric Quest's first record, I Hope They Serve Beers in Hell, which was a tribute to another friend who passed away. And it's a killer song, and it looks like they either re-recorded or remixed for this version of it. So let's just take a little bit of a listen, and then we'll admit them from the waiting room. All right.
That's not them.
That's Disasteroid.
Other friends of ours. Disasteroid is amazing.
Hopefully you like this mishmash of awful sounds. Just kidding.
And this is what you get when Disasteroid mixes with Great Electric Quest.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Buddy Donner, Mr. Tyler, the Beer Viking, T-Sweat, Dingvell. How many other nicknames do you have?
Like 12 and a half.
Like 12 and a half. How you guys doing?
Doing good, man. Doing well. Good to see you guys virtually,
Yeah, absolutely. It's something
we can't do it in real life.
How's the dog? What was up with the bee eating issue? Everything good?
She put some baking soda, and it's supposed to help, but he just licked it off. So now I just ate a bunch of baking soda too. So.
Nice.
It'll soothe his tummy.
Pour some vinegar. Pour some vinegar in his mouth, and then get one of those like grade school volcanoes.
Wow.
You can always tell when somebody has kids because they call it a tummy.
Oh yeah.
What's with the guitar behind you with all the autographs on it?
This is from my wedding, actually.
Oh, nice.
Oh, sweet.
For everybody that can't see, there is a white SG.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got, so everybody at your wedding signed the guitar?
Yeah, everybody that was there signed it, and now I got this badass guitar.
That's amazing.
That's
pretty sweet. Even Scott Cliff signed this thing.
Oh, good. Yeah, we talked a little bit about Scott in the intro and the Friends and Family record. So did you guys re-record that song? Is that an all-new version of it?
So the version on there is an alternate version from I want to say 9 years ago.
Gotcha. So it's older.
On there?
Yeah, it's got
okay.
It's got Travis, Miles and David from Red Wizard, and it's also got Devin from Bedlam's Edge singing the Beers in Hell part.
Oh,
like
sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
that's the original EP version then.
Yeah, it's off of our demo.
Oh, it's from the Gotcha. Yeah, I was like, God, the guitars sound different. Oh, Tyler sounds different. Oh, he's singing the words a little different. I think this is a different different version.
Dan Frick mixed and recorded all that one too, which is pretty cool. Today was his birthday.
Yeah,
oh, really?
Birthday Dan Frick, Magic Dan.
From Formula 400.
Which is, oh, look at that. Oh, he's already getting records
got it.
out. Hell
Look
yeah.
at that.
Yeah, so we already kind of gave him the preview of what a busy boy you have been this year, putting records out. How many releases have you done? Did you do in 2020?
Man, I couldn't even say. I don't know. Nothing crazy, you know. I mean, we're still pretty small time. But
12 and a half.
So yeah, 12 and a half, one a month.
12 all time so far.
Yeah, I think for
like 7 or 8.
Yeah, for one guy in your apartment, in your townhouse in San Diego,
Yeah.
that's like working a full-time job. That's not half bad.
Yeah, we're getting it going.
I recently learned something about apartment numbers and unit numbers. If you say like it's an apartment, it means like you don't own it, and if it's a unit, you own it. Is this a real thing, Jeff?
Maybe they call owned condos and townhouses units.
Can you confirm, Jeff?
JD can confirm.
I have heard that. Yes.
Yeah.
You own a condo. You rent an apartment.
D3. I was like, apartment D3. She's all, it's a unit. It's unit D3. And I was like, hey, sorry.
I own this.
Yeah, I own it.
That was the best phrase. Like when back in the day, like, hey, have you seen Bill and Ted? I own it. Like the reaction, like you feel all badass. You're all, I own that movie.
Yeah. Have you heard this album?
Not only have I seen it, I own it.
Yeah, you guys might just be young enough that you don't remember a time when you could own movies.
Yeah, right.
And when you could first buy VHS tapes of your favorite movie, they were like $100.
They were so expensive.
Or more. Like you didn't just buy it. You like had to be a serious weirdo.
Yeah. I mean, not to age ourselves too much, but I was renting WrestleMania 10 on VHS at Warehouse Music. All right, so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Warehouse Music was a big one.
Did you also have to rent the VCR because they were too expensive? We had to do that. No. Let's talk about how old we are. I'm older than you now.
We lived in a unit. We owned VCR.
It wasn't called the VCR. It was called the unit. We owned it.
Yes.
Oh man. What was I gonna say? So, give me a little background on the idea to put this comp together that you did, and how it exploded now to being a full 3 records worth of music in there. And I flipped through and listened to most of it yesterday and the day before, and a lot of the songs I know already. Some were new to me. It's good shit, man.
Hell yeah, man! It's just grown and grown like over the last 6 months. I've been working on it for a long time, kind of like behind the scenes. Basically, first of all, I just wanted to get like a compilation, just like a sampler of what we have like available at the record, just so everybody can get like a taste of things. But I have a hard time saying no to people, so it kept growing.
I haven't noticed that.
And also, I've done like quite a bit of records this year, and I keep like looking at the website of like the manufacturer that I use, and I keep looking at that 3LP gatefold, just being like, damn, we could do something really sick with this. And with this thing growing and growing, I was just like, fuck it, let's just go all out with it. So
yeah,
got David Paul Seymour working on some stuff for it.
And I'll show. Actually,
the cover is cool.
For just a minute now, you guys are going to get small, and you're going to see the screen, because I'm going to share my screen here.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And then we can take a look a little bit at the beautiful artwork. All right, so there you guys seeing my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's rad. My buddy Larry said, "Oh, look, it's Carl."
I know, I saw that too. Yeah, it looks like a lot of different people, which is awesome, man. That just ties it even more.
Yeah,
really cool.
We were laughing. We were talking about how many bands there are from metal and hard rock bands from San Diego and North County, and I was going on and on about the diversity of the bands, in terms of styles of heavy music, and I was like, but they're all white guys. And half of them look like this.
Yeah, so it's pretty funny actually. Everybody thinks that that's the album cover right there, but that's actually going to be the inner label. You can see how it's kind of like a circle.
Yeah.
So Seymour just kind of edited it, and yeah, it looks like it would be the album cover. It would be a sick album cover for sure.
Yeah, it totally would.
But as of right now, yeah, it's laid out.
So the album cover is a secret.
Yeah, yeah. So see how he has 2 fingers up? That's like side 2.
Oh, dude.
Side 3, side 4, side 5.
That's so cool.
Side 6 has like 6 fingers on one hand.
What, really?
That's fucking awesome, man.
Yeah.
Like 2 thumbs.
I had thought about it, and I was talking to him, and then he like reworked it to add in like side 3 through 6, because we were just gonna have like side 1 and 2. I was like, we need to have like different sides for the second and third record, so it's like more, you can decipher it easier.
Yes.
And on the phone, he was like, dude, what if we had 6 fingers on one hand? And I was like, dude, I was already like thinking that. And in my mind, I was thinking of the toy machine. Like,
yeah.
And he brought that up.
Yeah.
He brought that up right afterwards. I was like, no way, dude, that's exactly like what I was thinking. That's fucking crazy.
A DPS has a lot of skateboarding graphic like influence too, you know?
Yeah, totally. He does, man.
Yeah, and then a little pentagram on the palm with all 6 fingers out.
Yeah.
That's awesome. 6 fingers.
No, this is cool.
Guitarist.
I know, yeah, you get that extra finger.
So folks not watching YouTube, folks just listening can't see this now, but I'm kind of flipping through the tracks here, and we got 26 tracks. Some of them are songs that were released already. Some of them are new. There's at least one sort of quarantine project band that's formed out of Dave Kent from Slow Season, and the singer from Crowbone. Is that who else?
Yeah, the singer
Crowbone or Crowbot?
Kelly Jewett from Red Wizard, and you got Cody from Slow Season, fucking banging the drums.
Oh, I thought that was Cody. It sounded like his drums.
Oh, you can totally tell it's Cody.
Yeah.
It's really fun to listen to that and hear like Kelly Jewett's style playing with
Cody
on the drums, and then hearing like David Kent's guitar work come in. You're like, whoa, dude, you can like definitely hear specifically what everybody's playing. It's awesome, man. It's super fun.
Yeah, and you got stuff on here that we've played or shown off already, like King Gorm. We went through.
Yeah, that's a cool one. He did your guys' intro, right?
Yeah, Francis did all the music for us.
Francis,
and
he is the man. He's one of my favorite San Diego musicians. He's awesome to work with on a lot of levels. Yeah.
He's great, and he understands so many different styles and so many different instruments, and he can just fucking do anything. I mean, we gave him minimal guidance, and what you listened to in the intro is his first take. It was the first thing he sent me. I was like, it's perfect.
We recently finished up, or I finished up the vocals or whatever for the Deep Purple Highway Star rendition, and worked with Francis on that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he had some awesome ideas to throw in there, giving
it
our own little spin on it, It's got a pretty fun ending.
Literally like 5 minutes with Francis, he can like turn your song like 5 notches up, dude. He's got some brilliant ideas that are just super cool, and like right away you're just like, wow, this is way, way better.
He's not emergent, dude. He's on that level. He's just always mixing, always writing, always just doing it all the time. All the.
Is he also always closing,
recording or writing songs, or he's got his YouTube channel. So subscribe to Francis's YouTube channel.
100%. Yeah, we've pushed it on here before. The story I like to tell, if you haven't caught this one yet, is that I woke up one Sunday morning and I had a notification that he was live. And he's like, doing a live recording collaboration in real time. And over the course of 2 hours, he tracked music, remote people tracked music, and sent it to him. He mixed everything together, mastered it, and made art and put it on Bandcamp in one session.
Nice. Yeah, that's insane, man. It's so cool what everybody's capable of nowadays, and like how many people are learning it too. Not just like the few people that were able to do that before. Like now it's like a lot of people like me are like, all right, I guess I got to figure this out because everybody else is figuring it out.
Yep, same here.
Even Jerry's got Pro Tools now on his laptop at the house.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah, Mucho's tracking his drums at home now. Like everybody's got their own home system.
Nice.
So I'm attempting to make that same thing happen. It's
yeah, I'm kind of with you. Like I have everything I need, I think, but I don't know how to use it yet.
I mean, I'm trying to get the other people in the band on board.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's been a little trickier. So
I just got the cassette recorder from Home Alone 2.
Yeah, dude. That's so much easier.
That's a good one.
Joe
Satriani still uses a tape recorder for everything he does. Like,
really?
So yeah, and then he'll just take it into the studio and like have somebody else handle it all.
Push record. You have to hold down the play button and the record button at the same time.
That may have been like 15 years ago in an interview I read. He might have updated things.
Yeah, hopefully he's upgraded by now. Yeah, I physically drove an interface over to Carl, so hopefully that'll get, because every time he sends me clips, it's like this like scratchy phone recording, and Carl doesn't like play quiet ever.
Yeah,
and
right.
So it's
like
so hard. It's so hard to tell what's going on. I'm just like, put a mic on your speaker.
Like, sounds heavy.
Yeah, sounds like a lot of that. So. Yeah, it's been an interesting year. So, we generally ask people what they've been listening to. Have you guys found any new bands? I mean, actively running a label, you get tons of submissions, I know.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, I don't know if we're supposed to talk about this or not, or if I'm even supposed to be listening to it, but I heard it, so I'm going to say something. We've been listening to this band Brim, which is Daniel from Slow Seasons. Like,
yes.
I happened to get like a little glimpse of the audio for that. And that's pretty rad. Totally different style. It's
awesome.
Like, yeah, it's more folky and just.
Yeah, I kind of picture it.
But dude, yeah, I've been digging that. On the same lines of that, Hot Spring Water, which is like Tony Reed's kind of country-ish.
Oh.
Man, they're pretty rad too, man. And those are just like different styles, that are. It's nice for me to like step away and listen to stuff like that.
Has the whole pandemic sort of made you listen to more styles that you didn't normally listen to just because of the situation?
That's a great question. I would say no, because on tour is when we really listen to like the most music, and on those hours on the road, and that's when we listen to like more mellow stuff too, and get into the mix of what the four of us and my wife Krube get to like, take over the radio, and everybody else gets to hear what everybody is listening to. So that's when we like really get our experience listening. During the pandemic, I've been working nonstop and like massive overtime, so I really don't get any time to listen to as much as I want to,
Yeah.
I just been running through my Swedish Rock.
Yeah, dude. Any Swedish Rock.
Can't go wrong with that, man.
Yeah, dude.
Swedish proto rock.
Hallis.
Oh yeah, the new Hallis record's great.
Yeah, it's so fun. Anything that's like that 80s retro future world, like like that David Hasselhoff song.
Oh my god. The new Hasselhoff metal song.
The new Hoff.
Yeah, the Kung Fu. It's from that Kung Fu movie or whatever, the Netflix one.
I don't remember where it's from. I've only heard a snippet of it.
Oh.
Dude, yeah, that anything. The world of like 80s retro future, I mean, is so fascinating. It like laser beams and like flying cars, and like it in the 80s, like 2021 looked so badass.
Yeah.
And now we're like, well, we got the like video calls and cell phones, but we don't have the flying cars or the laser beams or you know.
Not enough lasers for sure. I think I could use more lasers in my life. We need
more lasers.
I mean, we sort of had lasers. Laser pointers were big for a while, and then people were like, this maybe isn't the best idea. People were pointing them at planes, and kids were pointing them in each other's eyes in school. They're like, no, lasers, bad idea.
Yeah, there was a time where laser pointers were like on every like supermarket like checkout stand.
Yeah, everybody had
one.
They were on like all the keychains just available all the time.
I wanted to do more than bother people's eyes though. I wanted to vaporize fools. Yeah. We can't vaporize yet.
Yeah, where's the world of Tron? Tron is that's that 80s, weird laser beam Tron movie stuff.
Yeah.
Good, man.
Yeah,
and it's got their light bikes.
It was funny because the look of all of that is like an artifact of the effects not being good enough, but people like make and do, just like figuring out how to, they saw Star Wars and they went, well, we can sort of do this, but it wasn't quite there yet, so we get this like shitty version of special effects that are now fun to go back and watch.
Oh, and ZZ Top played a big part too.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, those videos were killer.
Dude, they're so good, man. Rough Boy, that's like one of my favorite ones, dude.
Yeah.
You probably haven't seen it, but it's pretty awesome, dude. They're all kind of easy, but they're all like perfect, dude. They're just so good.
Yeah, it was funny. And ZZ Top was like not a band. This is one of the bands that gets me in trouble from the rock purists because I just I get it, but I don't love it. So I can never, it's like AC/DC.
I was just gonna say
I get in trouble for it. But I really dig their whole, the aesthetic, the commitment to the bit. Like they're fucking 40 years in with those big ass beards and
they're spinning guitars.
And they're just like, no, that's what we're doing.
Dude, all you need is like one good gimmick. I don't know how many like skateboarders listen to the podcast, but Andrew Reynolds is like kind of the poster child for like having like the one best trick, like the frontside flip. He frontside flipped everything his whole career.
Yeah.
And the like little, like, I don't want to say like small dick mentality, but it's like, I do the same thing all the time. I don't need to do that. But that's actually like, if you're good at something, you should probably stick to doing that bigger and better.
Yeah.
Because that's what like is special. Our weakness isn't what makes us special. It's our strength. And then we push our strengths, then I feel like it makes an impact over time.
Yeah.
So what are each of you? What are your one things?
The strength.
Yeah.
What's your one thing that sort of makes you special?
Man, that's a great question.
I know what Buddy's is. Well, I have my theory.
What do you got?
Relentless hard work. Like, never stops.
Yeah, he's really good at that.
Just grinding myself to death over here.
just grinding. Oh man, that's important.
I lose my mind. Yeah, I'm not really good at doing the hard work over a long period. I'm good at doing things just good enough and then being funny enough where I romanticize people to like me.
Yeah.
a
little charisma.
Yeah, maybe
I can relate.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, it's a perfect match because things just seem to work out for us. So
yeah. It's funny. You guys are all very different. It is interesting when I step back and think about really the five of you.
Like funny, dude. But I don't know. It's just the perfect like 4 people plus my wife, which I always just throw that in there because she's just part of the band. But yeah, I don't know. It's just the perfect characteristics of everybody.
It does get crazy. We were just talking about being in Germany. Plane Ride, right? We were just talking about that.
Plane Ride came out with a new video recently.
Oh yeah.
And we were in Germany, and what's their hometown again?
Cologne.
Yeah. So when we were in Cologne, there's this bridge that goes from like where our hotel was, like over this like big ass river. Well, I don't know what they call it out there. They have different names for things, for waterways. There's a huge bridge that's like, I don't know, 100 feet up?
Yeah, at least.
And it's a huge bridge.
Maybe more. It's massive.
So we're coming back from drinking like over in the party side of Cologne. And Mucho gets this idea to like walk on the railing.
Oh, shit.
On the bridge.
Yeah, he's already cringing.
And this is like, if he fell off, I think he would have survived.
It was raining too. It was raining. This was going down.
And he's got his fucking boots on, which I'm a big fan of. I like the boots too. But
there's no grip on the bottom of his boots.
No.
So he walks on the railing, and then he fucking goes on the other side and like scales himself down and starts doing pull-ups off the bridge.
He's like 100 feet, 200 feet in the air, just doing pull-ups. We're like, dude, what the fuck are you doing?
That was insane, man. Like
it was out of control, dude. This was like 3 a.m. in Cologne, Germany.
Just drunk off our asses.
Oh, Mucho.
There's a lot of, the risk taker cultures out there, obviously with all
it's crazy.
The jackass stuff and like going on and on. Like the CKY stuff was what first, we saw it back in the day, these videos. And you see people doing that like risk taker thing. But that was pretty fucking gnarly. I gotta give it up to Mucho.
Dude, the whole tour.
It sounds like it's a good thing you returned to the States with the drummer.
He that was only one of his like many stunts that tour, dude. He was going off.
Yeah.
I think because we all like run around stage and do all this crazy shit, and he's like stuck sitting down the whole time. So he's like, all this like pent up aggression. He's like, dude, I can do crazy shit too. Like, dude, there's another bridge that like goes up, kind of like the Golden Gate Bridge, you know, not as big, but it was up like 20 feet, and he like just walks up like the side, and then goes on like the crossbar and sits in the middle of the crossbar. He's just like holding his arms up, and like everybody.
Yeah, it was starting to get weird.
That was like a different country, and everybody like is just looking at him like, who the fuck is this? Like, what is he doing? And he's just like, super chill. Just like walks back down. He's like, yeah, all right. Like,
yeah. I think probably once a week on our band text chain, Carl sends the picture of the on his wall in his room. The 5 steps to success or whatever. Get some. Work hard every day. Like do push-ups.
Be honest. Yeah, get some.
Be a good
what else? Yeah, something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. But dude, he was like killing it. We were working out like super hard on that tour. Like almost every day we were doing something. So let me just like throw a couple things out there. He ran up a Norwegian mountain.
Dude.
We drove up this thing. We zigzagged up it. I swear it was like a 20-minute drive to our friend's like cabin that they had up there. It was unreal. We were
at
like
the summit.
We were on vacation from our vacation, basically. It was insane. But anyways, we drove back down the mountain to like go to this skate park that was at the bottom. And Mucho's like, you guys can drive up. I'm gonna run it. And we were like, what the fuck? Like,
I'm gonna run it. What are you gonna run?
On the road, or did you just
so we let him
straight up?
We let him
it's zigzag, back and forth all
for
the way
like forever, man. And we let him go. We kept skating, like hanging out at the bottom for like an hour. And then we start driving up, and we see him like halfway up, and he's like, just keep going, like keep going, don't even stop. We're like, all right, dude. We drove up like a couple more zigzags, hopped out. We had like some beers, and we were just sitting there waiting for him to come up. And we like didn't see him, so we just like went back to the house, and then he just showed up like later. He finally made it. We were like, Jesus, dude, you ran up a Norwegian mountain.
That's rad.
That's just
and there
thing.
was like that natural spring coming out of the mountain. So like halfway up we stopped and we're like drinking water after.
It was
like some fjord water.
So again, we were in Switzerland, and there's another like insane bridge, and he lunged the entire bridge.
Yeah, you got to hear lunges in apparently. That was
lunges, like slowly just lunging his way across this Switzerland bridge. There's like 500 people walking back and forth. It's like New York, if you can imagine. And he's just like on the sidewalk, just slowly lunging. And he just did the whole thing, dude. We were like, Jesus, that was like 1,000 lunges.
It's so weird to know the freedom that you have when you know you're only going to be in a place for like 24 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they want to like conquer it all.
Yeah, he's like a guy who doesn't pass up opportunities of all sorts. Like he's all about.
He did not
seize the
sleep
moment.
very much.
He really didn't.
I didn't really sleep very much on that tour either. But Mucho is like always awake. Like I try to hang with him, but it's tough, man. He's a beast.
Yeah. Yeah. So man, we're having this lost time experience now, where like the year that we've just gone through doesn't register as anything. So I think of things that are as a year ago that are actually 2 years ago. Holy shit.
Hello, cute dog.
Cute dog alert. There's what is that, French bulldog?
That's Frenchie. Commander Jordy.
Jordy LaForge.
He's snorting into the mic. That's rad. Looks like a bat.
Yeah, I feel the same way though. I we'll talk to people like, oh yeah, we went to Europe last year. Oh wait.
No, you didn't.
2 years ago. Yeah. Time warp, totally.
Yeah, and we started thinking it's because we're old and can't remember shit anymore, but it's not it. It's happened to everybody.
Last year just didn't happen.
Yeah, it's definitely an odd time.
We had a 10-day Tokyo tour booked.
Oh shit.
Yeah, we ended up not being able to do it, obviously, but that was like we went through that whole feeling of losing that, 8 months ago, and then the time came when we were like, oh shit, we should be in Tokyo right now.
Yeah, so like we were supposed to go to Japan.
Yeah, we were saying we were supposed to, and then we're like,
I'm supposed to be there right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Now it's like fast. We're like, damn.
And we had
I've seen a lot
thing
of...
we were gonna release for that.
Yeah, we wanted to do
situation too.
Do the Obi strip and like have like a live release.
Nice.
Yeah, it would have been sick.
We were basically going to put out a Japanese release before going to Japan.
Oh, that's a good idea.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I mean,
you guys can't use it. That's ours.
I won't. Well, I've already done the Obi strip.
Yeah,
just on,
done that.
Just on a cassette.
On the cassette tapes too. Like, so sick.
So, what was I gonna say? So that's the second worst lost tour story I've heard.
Oh, dude, not even.
Since we started doing this, just on the podcast, just from people that we've interviewed.
I was like, dude, there's so many bad ones out there. I mean, we lost a lot of money and like a rad experience, but it wasn't like I've just heard like the worst shit, dude.
Yeah, I believe it. Armand, from the drummer for Sick of It All, they were like 2 days away from leaving for a big old South American tour. Who were they? They were playing with some huge bands too. I forget.
Converge.
Oh yeah, they were going on tour with Converge in South America.
Yeah,
and they kind of made the call to pull the plug. Just because who knows, man? They didn't know if they'd be able to get back or what it would be like.
You can get there, but can you get home?
There's kind of a weird thing going on, like on the San Diego metal scene, like Facebook page, and like people are like, we need to fucking play shows.
I caught some of this too, dude. It's going off.
It is going crazy.
I haven't even opened the link, dude.
We need our freedom. We need our freedom to play shows and heavy metal and like all this stuff. And then other people are like, are you fucking kidding me? You want to have people come to your show and like end up dying? Like, there's just like this complete polarity of like, we need to get back to normalcy and like do all these things that,
to summarize,
it's our right to do.
It's like the front lines of the Slayer concert where the security guards are, and they're just like pushing back. What's going on? It's like
that's crazy.
Yeah, everybody's been posting like this time last year was our last show. This was so it's like everybody's now catching up to. It was a year ago that our last show. What was your last show?
Our last show was actually at Apollo. We got to do like one random show, which was like on like an Indian reservation, and it was like super mellow. But
it's for the Veterans Motor Club.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like a special.
We got to swing that one.
Special gathering.
That was by far our best paying gig.
When was that?
It was in June, I think.
That's right when I
really? Wow.
You're like an outdoor.
Yeah, like, he was like fresh out of my chemo recovery.
Stuff.
Yeah, and he ate shit during the show. It was brutal. We played on a semi truck, on like a flatbed truck, and he like the setup, like to set up our gear was like crazy. There was just like these like kind of like 2x4s basically that you had to like walk across. It was like gnarly, and like, you know how we're always like running around, like you got to like caught in something and just like ate it.
And I was saying it could have been bad.
It's like when I'm up on top of my amp doing my guitar solo, and he's supposed to come in and like sing the next verse, like maybe 10 seconds after that, and I'm just looking at him like, there's no way he's gonna make it back.
He's not getting up.
Spare guitar.
Yeah, my spare guitar got knocked over, and we were just like, holy shit, this is falling apart like quick.
There was a feeble amount of blood on the scene.
I don't know. You mentioned it, so I don't know if you want to talk at all about kind of your double whammy, spring and summer, Tyler.
Yeah. Everybody. Basically, I got diagnosed with testicular cancer at like the very end of March, right when COVID lockdown happened, and I started chemo in early April, and was going through all that, and obviously, I've tried to be vocal about it, on social networks, but people's support that was shown to me is really, heartwarming, man. Just the kind of interaction that we all get to have as musicians and in our community, and like, I was really shown like really upfront, like the kind of support that people have for me, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it was unreal.
I got a lot of messages. I got letters from people we met in Europe. It just goes on and on. Like the overwhelmingly like just positive, positive, just atmosphere that people want to give you, and like I don't know, it's like all the years you go through all this stuff, and then for everybody to just pour out with so much overwhelming.
So sometimes you know that you have friends and you have support, but you don't know until like something happens that really brings
like
it
I
to
said,
the
it's kind of like when you have a funeral for like a loved one and everybody gathers around in their spirit. I kind of got to know what it would be like to have like a funeral without dying,
Yeah.
And,
weird.
Sounds kind of morbid, but it's beautiful at the same time.
And I kept thinking about you because, like, you know, we knew so much less about the virus, and you're fucking having to go into the hospital back and forth, and I didn't want to leave my house, and I was like, fuck, man. On top of the fact that it's a scary disease, it's like layers of scary.
It was actually really mellow. Like when I had to go into the hospital for the first time, because when I got diagnosed, there's nobody there.
They like canceled everything.
Yeah, it was ghost town. They didn't have any, non like immediate emergency surgeries, no elective surgeries. So it was just empty, and I was just taking it, and I was in a lot of pain, so I was on opiates. But yeah, it was. I mean, going through chemo and everything's really tough. I'm not the only one that goes through it. And everybody's got friends and family members that go through it, and I think all we can do is just try to be there for each other and support. It's definitely an independent journey. Like, it's nice to talk to other people that go through chemo because there are things like that you can relate to.
Yeah.
Like Dave, from Red Wizard, as well. So he helped me with a lot of stuff. But yeah, it's it's testicular cancer is like the best cancer to get, they say. So it's like the highest cure rate. I had some tests last week, and hopefully they show up good. When I in to look at the results this week. But yeah, it's all good, man. Everybody has challenges in their life, and all we can do is just try to overcome them. My dad always says, growing old ain't for the weak. So if you're lucky to be on the earth for more than like a couple decades, you're probably going to run into some health issues or some psychological issues or whatever it may be. It's totally normal. And I think that as long as we can share, be open with each other, know we're not alone in the struggle, we can overcome.
It is funny to think that in America, the two cancer problems that we seem to have thrown the most effort behind are tits and balls.
And prostates. Tits and balls and butts.
Yeah.
You can imagine how special that show was to us, man. Like, just there's all kinds of like emotions going on, but with that, like, we didn't know what was happening, and with COVID, we didn't know like if we were going to continue. I mean, obviously we were going to continue, but we didn't know how long it was going to be.
When it's going to be.
When it was like a big, huge question, which still is for like so many bands that are just like clearly not doing anything right now,
The adrenaline though, like the adrenaline of coming from like not being able to like talk to somebody for like 30 seconds without getting winded and feeling like I got to go lay down, like to be healthy enough to play a show, which I probably wasn't, honestly.
Yeah.
The next day, dude, he was like dead again. We wiped him out, but it was worth it, I would say.
Adrenaline can roll pretty heavy.
So I gave a big speech before we started our set about like his situation and how like grateful we are to them for many things. So we've been playing for the legacy vets for like a decade now.
Yeah.
And they've given us like tons of money over all the shows and everything. So we're super grateful for that. But also like the fact that they were kind of bringing us back from the dead,
Yeah.
So I gave a big speech, and then like right away he just eats shit. I'm like, one of the and, everybody in the crowd is just like, "Oh my god, are you kidding me?" Like, He got up and like he hit that verse that he was supposed to sing like right on time, like just barely made it, and I was just like, "Holy shit, dude, this is wild!" But we slayed that show, dude. It was so fun.
It was fun. You got to pay to play though. That's the thing, Like Buddy and I have been jumping up on shit for fucking years, man. And Jerry gets down on it too, and like, it's not a matter of if it's going to happen, it's when and how bad it's going to be. You're going to go down.
Yeah, especially.
Tyler was standing on an amp and it tipped over and his foot went through the speaker. And it wasn't his amp. He was like borrowing our homie Casey Trask's cabinet.
Oh, no.
That's why we put him on the compilation, actually. To make
Sorry about your speaker, man.
Yeah, no, he was cool as hell about it, but that was one of the wipeouts.
Yeah, that happened. When the wheels are on the bottom of the cab.
Yeah, that's always sketch.
Yeah, jumping up on them is a little bit different,
You know what to look out for. You learn your ways. You really feel things out before you hop up on top of it. But
you got to move around, though. I mean, if you've watched the Guns N' Roses like live in Japan, like video.
Yeah, we got nothing. Still,
Axl does miles. He covers so much territory back in the day.
Dude,
it's fucking amazing, man.
Yeah.
Like that. So people, I don't like. For me as like a front man, I've always looked at like Bruce Dickinson, and like and Halford, and just like the way you command the stage, and it's like, I guess that's like the freedom you have when you have a badass band behind you and like support is you feel like you do fucking anything up there. It's hard to lose, whether that's like waving around a flag or jumping on top of something. Even eating shit is like,
dude,
you don't even get embarrassed. You're like,
yeah, it's part of the fun most of the time.
It's gonna happen. Like
beers in hell, I ate shit on that stool. Like,
you did. You did eat some shit. Yeah, I'm always terrified every time you climb up on something in your socks.
No, your base cab is one of the most solid things.
Yeah,
it's slick, but it's not going anywhere. So
that's the time up there. You know, Lemmy always says you don't want to see a normal person on stage. You want to see a superhero. You know.
Yeah.
So like, it's your time to be a superhero up there. It's not your time to fucking be scared. You know, that's not why you're up there.
Yeah, we were talking to Andy Patterson last week, and Sub Rosa toured with Sleep in Europe, and in the U.S. And he was talking about how, you know, because we were talking about the commitment to the gear part of the Sleep show and how that's part of the experience that you expect as a viewer is to see these like giant mountains of amps. And they played some little venue in Albuquerque, I think they said. Mm-hmm. And he said they stacked Al's cabinets like almost to the ceiling. He stacked 6 SVTs on their side, and they like had rigged some ratchety ass scaffolding so they could lift them up to stack them on top of each other. But it's like, you don't need 6 cabs in that room, but that's the show, man.
That's what people expect.
I don't need to drink my own urine.
Yeah. I mean, if you went to a Sleep show and, you know, Al had 1 amp and, you know, Matt had 1 amp,
a half
like,
stack.
I mean, you would be like, what the fuck?
So disappointed.
One of the best setups was the mothership setup at Psycho.
Oh, fuck yeah, the pyramid.
That was so sick.
Yeah.
The light show, like on point, dude. Everything was killing it on that show, other than Kelly's guitar falling apart. That was
crazy. His pedal board.
Yeah, whatever it was. That's such a major bummer because that was like one of the sickest shows I've ever seen as far as like visual aspects, you know.
Yeah,
that was when they opened the whole thing, right?
Yeah,
they played the first band on Friday.
Like 1 o'clock, but they were like the first band on the main stage.
On the big stage.
Yeah,
jumping in there.
Yeah, and when you get on an actual, real big stage, you see how intimidating it is to think about filling that up.
If you don't know how to move, dude, yeah, you look like a jackass.
That's like intimidating. That's like
I wonder Guns N' Roses are sprinting. They got like stadiums. Like
I love those fucking stages, dude. That gives me a huge boner.
Yeah, I like it. The problem and the freedom that you have, and Buddy finally got himself going wireless, is that you're not tethered to like a pedal board or cords and shit. Like, I love it, but then I'm like, I got this thing, I got to step on the button at the right time. And
I got that directly from Kelly, actually, my wireless setup.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Shit, and hooked me up with it. So, ironically, we just happened to be talking about it.
It's the Kells episode.
I understand the whole running around, especially as the front man. You get the room because you don't normally have the room.
Yeah.
So you might as well use it. Most of the time you're up there on a 10 by 10 foot platform.
Yeah, I can't play on it's been a year now, so I don't even remember, but I can't play on stage right. Like, I just can't do it because of this fucking guy, dude. Like, I play stage right, I'm in a bad mood the entire night. Like, even after the show, the entire night, dude, I'll be still trying to get over it just because I'm so thrown off. Because I'm just constantly getting like bumped by him, and that's like my fretting hand. So I'm just like,
yeah, Carl won't switch sides. He refuses. Like he'd not play a show rather than play on the other side.
It's funny. I was looking back in some like the chats on Facebook Messenger with Worshipper, and we did that East Coast tour with him.
Yeah,
conversation about that in that chat. I just happened to be looking back in the messages the other day, and Alex is like, so I have my amp up there for you already, and I'm like, dude, it's on the wrong side of the stage. He's like, oh, you can't play on that side? I'm like, dude, never, ever.
It's not that I can't, but I won't.
There are a few things that
I guess so, yeah.
We're pretty easy to work with. I think we try to be easy to work with. It's a pursuit. But I guess there are a few things, and it's like...
I mean, I'm exaggerating for sure. If it's like a backline setup and it's already there, like, we'll use it sometime.
You'll figure it out.
I will, like, try and finagle a way to move it if possible, because we're gonna have a 50 times better show if it's...
Has Tyler ever almost killed you on stage?
Dude, we've like...
Yeah, everything has happened, dude.
It's probably borderline giving each other concussions like
multiple times.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just part of it, you know?
Totally,
We're not cool enough to be able to just sit there all stoic and like be badasses. we got to move around, man.
That's part of why your live shows are so fun, because you're all just going crazy up there. Like it's a spectacle.
We're desperate.
We got to sell the sizzle, man.
We're desperate.
Yeah, you're the hardest working band we've seen in a long time. No, we're just fucking desperate.
Yeah, Troy nearly killed me in LA at 5 Star. Pushed me in the back, and the monitor was right in front of me, and I was going off the stage, and it's like a 4-foot stage. No matter what, I was going off, and it was a matter of whether I could clear the monitor before
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I got off, and I just barely got my toes over the monitor before I would have just face planted so hard.
We played
my toes.
In Arizona. I think that was when Mothership released their 3rd album, and somebody got cracked in the head, right? They were bleeding.
Oh, Kyle?
Yeah, Kyle got cracked in the head by Kelly's guitar.
Yeah, we have a Polaroid photo where we had it in our tour bus, and it was like taped to the front of the bus, and Kyle's just got blood dripping down his face.
Yeah.
Is that the one where he bled on the bass and he never cleaned it off? I think he still has blood on that.
That was the opening gig for them.
Oh,
that was the first show of the tour.
Oh, that was when Cody met Mucho? Was that show, or was that a different one?
I don't know.
It was at the same venue, though.
Yeah.
The meeting of Mucho and Cody Barbell was
the stuff of legend.
The stuff of
legend. The God's meat.
John Jewett had called that out for like a month before.
That's funny. So do you guys have anything definitive planned in 21? Any tours later in the year?
We haven't laid down, man.
Well, let's see. We got the Will Turn in LA. We got the...
Oh, nice. That's a good get.
No.
Yeah, that's a good get.
We got the...
My favorite venue, though, probably. Is that where we saw Ice Earth? I think I ask you this every time.
Are we allowed to talk about Ice Earth anymore after the Schaefer?
Oh. Oh, that guy.
Oh, man. Dude, he has always been called, like, he has that band of brothers. I saw Ice Earth like a decade ago, and he was talking about how politicians are crooks and everything. And my homies were like, dude, you got to come listen to him talk, man. Get out here. But I was a little let down to see that photo.
Oh, he's doing some federal time. I think there's going to be a lot.
I just saw Blynd or Demons and Wizards too, like 2 years ago in Portland, and it was amazing. Demons and Wizards from Ice Earth, Blind Guardian getting together.
Yes.
Those are
really?
Fans out there.
That sounds like the name of a band that those two would make together.
Dude,
yeah, right.
It was so fucking good. The crowd's energy was incredible. Like, it was overwhelming for the band. Like, the crowd just kept singing the song, and they were just standing there like, are they going to ever stop? Like, with these big smirks on their face. I mean, that's a really good feeling. And no matter how many times it happens, or like how cheesy it sounds, to have like a crowd like singing your song is just really fucking good. Good feeling.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That's the second time Blind Guardian has come up in a couple of weeks. I love that band, and I think it's funny. They always make me think of bands like The Darkness, where they're like so into the bit of being this like throwback, true metal band, that you don't know if they're like aware of it and doing it on purpose, or if that's just them, like, to the core.
Blind Guardian's from Europe, dude.
Yeah, I think they're in it.
They're all in.
I think they're all in. I don't think it's like a costume.
There's fucking castles and dragons out there, man.
Yeah,
like,
right? Good.
It's real.
Yeah, we've
it's
seen
real.
it. We've seen it.
Are you saying the dragons are real? Let's talk about that. No.
We didn't dude, but we're going back. We're going to find some.
Yeah, they seem
and we're going to slay it.
We're going to slay it. I don't want
the dragons.
I want to ride the dragon.
Yeah.
It's not like the dragon from Rick and Morty with that weird soul bonding.
No, you'll be like John in Game of Thrones, where he just gets on it like 3 seconds later he's piloting the dragon.
Dragons are easy to fly, from what I've heard.
No.
Yeah. No.
I've seen How to Train My Dragon or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not a cartoon. That's a handbook. Like, that's a manual. It's instructional.
I got this.
That Game of Thrones fucking slot machine too. That'll get you. It calls you in.
Those are much easier to ride.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Pike was on that a lot out there at the Cycle Las Vegas. I thought, like, you won the bonus, let's go drink some beers. We ended up going back to my hotel room, or our hotel room, drinking some beers. I think I had my acoustic guitar. We played like Ain't No Sunshine When She's Gone. And it's like Pat Pike and me like singing it. It's hilarious.
That's funny. I remember the next morning after that.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I was with you actually, Jeff.
We were waiting to get our wristbands.
Yeah, man. I used to be able to pull some all-nighters.
That's psycho.
Yeah. You think does the cancer experience make you think more seriously about your overall health, sleeping, partying, drinking?
Well, it's like undeniable because my recovery from like drinking is a lot different than what it was, and I get drunk super easy now because I didn't drink for almost the better part of a year, really. Wow. But yeah, I'm trying to eat healthier and take my vitamins, and you could see a less fat T-Sweat up there once we're out here again.
That boiler was coming out good though. It was starting to look pretty nice.
It was starting to go. Yeah, maybe we'll get back to the glory of the six-pack on the stomach instead of down my throat.
It was the 50 Shotguns tour. Yeah, that was it. That was the turning point, dude.
It was.
We went too far.
Yeah.
50 shotguns is a lot of shotguns. I know it's not like in one day, but over the course of like 2 or 3 weeks, you can't shotgun any beer. They buy the glass bottles, and of course you drink those, and then you got to get it back to your shotgun quota. I can see another shotgun challenge going on in the future.
Or you could do like our buddy Ryan from Pound and do
Choco milk,
Choco chugs. He just chugs chocolate milks when they're on tour.
Yeah, right.
Holy shit!
That can't be good for you either.
That is a lot of sugar.
I know this is super off topic, but this recently I've been like hearing this term more often. People used to say like I'm lactose intolerant, but now like especially like recently people would just say like I'm allergic to milk. Like they just say I'm allergic.
I'm allergic to milk.
Yeah, instead of like lactose intolerant, like it makes you shit. They just say I'm allergic to milk, and then it like gets away people from thinking about the diarrhea. I think.
I guess it also makes it sound like a bigger and more kind of like a blanket problem. Lactose intolerant is very specific, but we all understand like an allergy could possibly kill you, or
true.
There's a range of responses. I am lactose intolerant. I can raise my hand and say it right here. And
it is much better to say that or to say that you're allergic than milk gives me the shits.
Yeah.
Like,
right? You could go the other direction.
I'm sorry, if I drink that milk, I'm going to be in the bathroom for a while.
Yeah.
That's what Mucho says on tour.
Yeah.
Like, I can't have that. Can't have that.
And sometimes it'll just be like, fuck it. I know it's coming. I don't care. I'm going for it.
Yeah, when it's like pizza, he's like, fuck it. I don't care.
Yeah, I'll get gross. For me, it's not that. For me, it's like a head mucus response. So I just like immediately get gummy mouth and just snot and.
AD tags in. He's like, I know exactly what you're talking about.
High five.
Yeah, bro.
I just don't. I mean, even when I was a kid, I hated milk. The only way my mom, it was a rule, you had to drink milk. The only way I would do it is if I got skim milk and put ice cubes in it.
Drink your milk, Jeff.
And to most people, that sounds disgusting.
Yeah, the bond that unites you two.
Right.
You're intolerant for lactose.
Yeah.
That's why we were friends, actually. We met on the kindergarten playground, and we started talking about our lactose intolerance.
About milk.
We're like, oh, shit, you're lactose intolerant, too? That's crazy. We should hang out.
I like blowing bubbles in the milk, but I don't like drinking.
I think I got ice cubes in your skim milk.
Yeah. Well, you do ice cubes, too? That's amazing.
Can you guys see my invisible cup?
That's awesome, yeah.
Ooh.
We discovered that one episode that if I bring a green cup in, then it just reads as the green screen and then just prints the background on it.
One of these episodes, I'm going to wear a green shirt.
Yeah, totally.
You should already have one. But
it was funny, they were sharing actually it was the Thin Lizzy record, I think, and it was the green screen was taken over so you couldn't see it.
Yeah.
They were talking all about it forever and you couldn't see what they were doing. Just his hands.
Look at this. It's invisible.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, yeah, it looks cool.
All right.
I think
we should listen to some music.
Yeah,
you guys want to listen to some tunes?
Yeah, sorry to whoever's watching. We haven't seen each other in a long time.
No, this is usually
Yeah. Oh no, this is usually about right.
Yeah.
About an hour of chit chat and then some music.
Yeah, this is the way it goes.
You guys' faces.
This is the way.
All right, so I'm on Bandcamp now.
Are you just grabbing something, or do you have a plan?
No, we have a plan, sir.
So the way it works is people send us music. So just bands from around the world will send us a song.
You gotta listen
and
to
then we don't listen to it at all. We don't usually know who the bands are. We've never heard their music, and we just listen and react.
Yeah, and I try not to even
and try to be nice.
Blynd Submyshynz has nothing to do with like the dominatrix thing.
No.
No.
Well, maybe that'll be the third act, but JD has to go change first. He's got one of those bits, and the little. All right, I'm gonna share my screen again so you guys can see here.
Do we get to hear a title or like a
band
are
you serving us with like a?
Yes. So you're
gonna are from this place, and
absolutely.
They're usually all on Bandcamp.
Jeff Wilson, I know that guy.
Yeah, you familiar with him?
That dude.
All right, so the first one we have is a band called Black Tar Superstar.
Ooh. Kind of like Harmar Superstar?
A little bit.
It's like the devil version of Harmar.
It'll be like Dark Touches. All right, so you can see the cover.
I like the cover.
It's going to be some
Old Gods Awaken. And the song that we are going to listen to is
got a little bit of Kung Fu Jack in there, right?
Is there?
Well, I mean, those little green.
The digital prices should be $6.66.
Yeah, come on, guys.
Get with it. $4.99.
Yeah, so here's your opportunity, bands, to get some feedback from Bandcamp power users like Buddy or me.
Yeah, that's 60 cents on there. I mean, you're gonna get more sales just because it's 666 anyway.
Yeah, seriously.
I noticed that honestly after the first time I did it.
Yeah,
it's funny.
Doom metal, stoner blues.
Power users,
power influencers.
Dude, I'm actually getting more and more used to Bandcamp, which I never thought was gonna happen.
Really?
Yeah, like now, like this year, I've been using it a ton finally, and I dig it. Dude.
Yeah.
I have found some new bands on Bandcamp. Actually, I guess I was lying earlier.
yeah, and we have found too that the company is doing a really good job of trying to expose weird regional scenes and interesting music.
Lucky just told me that he digs it, so I was like, all right, I'm down.
All right, so here we go. World on Fire, and they are. Let's see what their Bandcamp address is. blackstarsuperstar.bandcamp.com, and the links will all be on the description.
Black Tar.
Here we go. Good start.
Yeah, that's
sounds
good start.
Good. You guys are up close listening.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, we're getting in.
I dig it.
Keep listening.
Yeah, I would definitely continue listening. So, question of the day: are there going to be vocals or not?
There has
this instrumental.
I guess that is the question. I don't know if you could hear us. Did you?
No, we couldn't. What'd you say?
Okay, I said the vocals are going to make or break this, but that's
there we go.
Well, is there going to be vocals?
Yeah,
I mean, you play it safe and just not put vocals on your music, and then you wouldn't have to deal with that part.
Is that your? Because this is something we talk about a lot. Like, at what point do you decide if you keep listening or not? Is it the vocals?
Universally,
if something comes
a lot
in,
of people, it's for when the vocals come in.
Yeah,
I imagine it's
vocals
not
are the
right
hardest, like, and the most, like, can change it the most. I think.
Yeah.
So prediction: vocals or no vocals?
There's going to be vocals.
There's going to be vocals.
Sure? I don't know for sure.
Okay.
I'm guessing.
They're going to come in right there, but they're going to ride out this little
I'll
fucking
major
slow
my
groove for a bit, which is actually
Bitcoin
really
account
sick.
that there's vocals coming.
Yeah.
I would vote.
We're going to have screams, monster growls,
Ooh.
clean singing.
It sounds like it's going to be screaming, but
I don't know.
All right.
I'm kind of guessing like one of those.
Like, I know we're about to get back into this.
not like scream
but,
though.
like the heavy like riffage like this. Moon Curse, the band Moon Curse.
Moon Curse.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're from Milwaukee.
Scope them out.
Their vocals are so fucking good. It's almost like Roger Daltrey on like Doom, but with Roger Daltrey.
I'll have to check that out.
And that's the kind of Doom that just fucking hits me.
They're different, man, for sure.
They're awesome. They do the heavy. They got the heavy drones and stuff, but man. Anyways, so let's get Black Guitar Superstar their time.
So far, the guitar players like got this sick groove. The drummer's fucking taking over, which he's fucking killing it.
Yeah,
I can barely hear the guitar.
Overall,
the
headphones. Production sounds fucking sick.
It sounds good. I got some minor nitpicks with the drums. I usually do. Can't really distinguish the kick from the toms. So and all have a little kind of a clicky thing going on. It's just managing frequencies in the EQ process, but it sounds great.
Yeah. Totally. He's shit that he's got all these sick fills already. He's fucking
totally. Yeah, the fills are rad. All right, here we go. Yeah, I like that.
The vocals fit.
Yeah.
They do,
I agree. I like that it's kind of, I mean, obviously experimentation is cool, but staying true to like its form is kind of what I'm seeing too. You know, it's staying true. Like it's like Old Gods Awaken. It's like telling the fucking, the lore and the tale, you know?
Yeah. And I think that's one way to do kind of tuneless and I don't mean that in a mean way, but like the kind of the monotone vocal.
Yeah,
there's a bunch of different ways to approach it, and that kind of he had some expression in there. It was like he was telling a story. He wasn't just yelling the words, even though he didn't like have a noticeable melody that you could grab onto. It reminds me, not the same sound, but it's a similar effect as like a Neil Fallon, who has like a 3-note range. But somehow he like put so much emotion or expression into the songs that Clutch, most people, well, some people hate Clutch because of the way he sings, but for most people, he's a positive, even though he can really barely sing.
One of those voices, where you either love it or hate it.
Yeah. But he tells a fucking great story. I mean, I think what that guy really is like the poet laureate of America, you know, secretly hiding in a rock band. But, cool. All right, I'm gonna scoot ahead a little bit. This is a 6-minute song, which for a band that self-describes as doom.
The guitar solo at 3 minutes and 38 seconds.
Huh? Yeah, 3:38. This 3:38 solo.
Okay,
all right, let's try it.
Let's see. So this is good games.
3:38. Okay.
Unless the drummer just fucking wails through the whole thing.
All right. Nailed it.
All right, I've called some shots on this podcast before.
Never called a shot like that before.
I have not called a shot like that.
Oh my god, that was amazing. How did you know that?
I mean, the songwriting structure, it's on point. I got to say that. Structure.
2/3.
Yeah.
I think this kind of fucking band is like, dude, you want to be blasting this shit in your fucking car, just raging, like just getting that groove on the freeway, or you know, I think heavy metal, rock and roll, doom, it always sounds better listened to loud.
Oh yeah.
All moving or something. I mean, these guys sound like they would be sick as hell to see live for sure too.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun. And
looks like the Faith No More star.
Yeah, it does look a little bit like the Faith No More star. They got merch. I think they have multiple releases.
Dude, they need to get Paul Seymour to do some shit for him, man.
I like that skull.
No, I think this is this is their only release.
Is it?
So,
they got a lot of followers too.
So this is like a debut situation here.
October 20th is when it came out this year. Oh, wow, damn.
Good job, guys.
People did.
Yeah, they're in.
Dude, your first release and you've got that many supporters already, and you got merch and holy shit. Way to go. They're doing it right.
And I don't even see any tits and ass. Where are they getting all these views from?
Oh. All right.
Hell to the succubus.
Okay, let's play another game we like to play.
This is them.
Called Who Plays What?
Who plays what? Yes.
Oh.
So we got the band.
I'm going to say...
What do you think, buddy? Since
I was going to say top left is the singer, but...
Okay.
That's what I think.
Guitar player, bottom right. Bass
the
player,
vest
bottom.
is the way the singer, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I think I saw that the bass player is the singer.
Okay.
I'm going to say
drummer
drummer's
is the
bottom
top right.
I'm going to say drummer's bottom right, but,
Yeah.
but I do
Bottom
love...
right? No, yeah, that makes sense. That's a drummer.
The wiry guy in the band.
Sometimes, dude, the bigger
Dude,
dude is the drummer, and they fucking rip it up, dude.
The dude on the bottom left looks like he wants to kick the shit out of me, but he's probably a really nice guy.
Yeah.
You know, he's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
That's generally how it works.
Yeah.
So, hey, next time...
He's like,
the guy on the upper right, the guy that's super relaxed, that's the one you got to watch out for.
Yeah.
They're from Akron, Ohio. So the next time you're booking a tour through Ohio, now you got somebody to hit up.
Got a lot of good music, man.
Ooh, there's candles.
what's the label they're on? Something Swamp?
The Swamp
The
Records.
Swamp?
That's cool.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
So
I haven't seen an alligator. I feel like I'm missing out.
And
Yep.
we didn't we eat some alligator in fucking Louisiana or somewhere sometime?
how did we get on the topic of alligator?
I'm just saying the swamp. Sorry, the
Anyway,
swamp.
Oh,
Oh,
swamp.
the swamp. Okay.
Swamp, alligator.
Gotcha. I'm like, Ohio? There's no alligators in Ohio.
All right.
Hey, you see why I need Buddy in my life? You see where my brain goes? It's just jumps around.
Didn't we eat alligator once?
All right. So up next, we have Britton Wrights
Ooh.
from Pikeville, Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Britton Wrights, Briton Wrights, rights.bandcamp.com.
Fantastic.
That's like some new age fucking.
Ooh, look
Judas
at that shit.
Damn, that's
Dude, that's
not a big bird.
cool.
Yeah.
That's like lizard people.
Dude, the boat.
Devil.
Is that a boat he's holding?
I don't know what that
It's a
is.
skull.
Skull.
Fire.
Oh,
Oh,
it looks like
skull.
Jesus' skull. There's a crown of thorns around it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, yeah. I thought that was like a mask.
He wasn't the
or something.
only guy that wore those. Those were big things.
Yeah. You're right. No.
So
He owned that.
the one piece of critical feedback I'll give on the cover is that the logo style, you know, the like computer rendered semi 3D
About
logo.
3D.
text,
yeah.
but not the last one's text.
Huh?
What was that?
Said you're gonna say something about this text, but not the last one's text.
Yeah.
It didn't jump out to me.
The last one was just Times New Roman across the top.
It's a you know, it's a weird thing that you know, it's when you're
It's hard, man. The problem from my perspective is like you pay for the artist and they fucking kill it, but then you got to figure out the text and you're out of money, dude. Like, and the artist,
100%.
I don't do text. I told you that.
Yeah.
Like,
bless
damn it.
Bless your heart. I think this is our Adam Burke reference. We still have
Yeah.
our thing.
I'm not calling out Adam Burke. He's
No.
trying to throw me under the bus.
Well, and there's the
All
difference
artists-
because
that's
you
what it is.
I don't do type.
yeah. Well, you hire an artist to do the art.
Yeah.
And usually you don't think of the text and the art as something different, but that's graphic design.
Yeah.
You take the art and you make it,
It's different,
you know,
yeah.
put the text over the top. That's graphic design. You hire a graphic designer to do that.
And sometimes they're both. And
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes they are.
Sometimes they are.
Yeah. For
All
us
right.
not doing
So
that.
this is going to, I'm guessing like this is just some straight up, this is going to be like power metal or something.
I hope so.
Oh yeah. I don't
And they
know
look
what.
like they fucking
Ooh,
weird.
look at that. Look at that. That bass player looks like he is
What
some sort of
is he holding? A snare down there? What's that going on there?
It's like a snare on a stick.
snare on a
These dudes
stick.
look like they've been in bands for like fucking 30
I don't know
years,
what
like,
that
fucking
is.
killing it.
This is a snare with some sort of.
Oh, he's resting. The snare's on the ground and he's resting a pair of sticks on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Could
these
have
guys.
sticking a dagger into it
The
or
bass
something.
player is a wizard.
Yeah, these dudes have been through it.
They look
They've been through it.
They look like they've been through it. Like fucking, like these are some legends with like some side project that they've
been doing this for a while.
Yeah, these aren't.
Well,
these aren't
let's
the dudes
check it
that-
out.
It's not a
They
crossover.
also have a lot of supporters.
This is no crossover band.
Yeah.
All right, let's hear The Mask, MASQUE.
I just
Oh my
repeated,
Lord.
repeated it.
What?
Repeated word for word what he said, and then you guys start laughing at me.
Oh, that's
Oh.
funny. The Mask of Satan. You know it's serious though because it's QUE.
QUE.
It's French, and even the title
Occult Fantastique.
Frenchified.
Are you sure that's the song you want to go with?
That is the song that they submitted, I believe, but it's also the landing song on the page, which
it's
they
the one
don't.
that got queued up.
Do we have a little insight into like the Britain part of this, like rights? You know, are like that old school rights with the RITES. You know, what's the Brighton?
I know nothing.
It's some merry old England shit, I think.
Some merry old England.
Can you click the more?
I like
Or
it.
French. Actually, Britain. I don't know, man. I'm gonna show my hand as not knowing history or fucking sociology. All
Can you
right, let's
click the
hear it.
more on the comments before you start it.
Oh yeah.
I just want to read those like while.
Oh,
we're-
Paul wrote. All right, Paul likes it. We know Paul.
Who's
Nice.
Paul?
He's like a contributor to the Doom charts and buys and reviews just about everything.
It's crazy, man. How you see like some dudes on every comment, like they've already seen it all, dude.
Yeah,
they
they're
buy.
kind of like one of the driving factors
they're actually
in the industry. I feel like.
Bandcamp power users. I would
Yeah,
Power
Yeah, I mean,
influencers, right?
say. Yeah.
those are the tastemakers, the influencers. You're like on the streaming platforms, it's all about the algorithm, but on Bandcamp, it's all about individual influencers.
Yeah,
like,
Bucky.
like Bucky or him or. Yeah.
So
he's
Shanna,
definitely one of them. Yeah,
for
so
a long
Shanna.
time.
All right, ready?
Yeah, get it.
Here we go.
Yeah.
So this one review says veteran doom metal vocalist Phil Swanson. Does that name ring a bell?
I was just
Either-
saying it sounds like the singer from the Skull, but no, I don't know. Phil Swanson.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to look it up. If you're,
Yeah, he's got a sick
listen-
voice, so interesting.
yeah, I mean, I that's not something that I would listen to on any kind of regular basis, but it's it was good. It's just not my alley.
See, this is up my alley more than the last guys.
Yeah,
Singers,
Yeah.
you got to give singers like that like a bit of time to sink in. Like,
yeah, for sure.
it's like
Yeah.
at first I was like, "Whoa, this sounds weird," but then like you give them a chance to hit some melodies, and like already just like 15 seconds in, I was like, "Oh no, this guy's got something to offer."
And
for
I like
sure.
the overdub or like overdub singing that went in there well too. You know.
All right, so I wanna skip to another song just because I got to hear the Wizard's pipe. But does anybody else have a request for?
Guitar solos at 412 to 415.
Yeah, right.
No,
Which
no,
is the one
Wizard's
that
Pipe.
most people say is their favorite.
In hell I will rule, my will be thine. No, it's
All the
like
Wizard's pipe. You gotta play it. I mean,
yeah, the Wizard's pipe. All right,
Okay,
here we go.
Wizard's Pipe.
Check the Bitcoin. Check the Bitcoin now. Oh,
What?
I like that one better actually.
Yeah,
The
that-
vocals were more in the mix.
yeah. It's got a little St. Vitus like in there, like riffage wise. I like the vocals. My Doom alley is it's there.
Yeah, that one had more groove.
You
It was
like
groovy.
you like the more epic, clean vocals. The like soaring, or at least the ability to do that.
You know,
Hi, Krube.
Hi, Krube.
You know, soar like
Right.
a golden eagle.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. That song.
there.
That song just smelled like sleep to me.
It was kind of sleepy, yeah.
Yeah, very much.
But yeah, I definitely like the way that the vocals were mixed into it better or more.
Yeah, I was checking out his other bands. I haven't heard of any of them.
Oh, you haven't?
Codex.
Oh.
Maybe that's not correct. I don't know. But yeah, I didn't recognize any of the names.
So check this shit out. Looks like they released a record in 2010 and then kind of went away for a long time.
God, that's scary.
The album cover is just the album is called For Mirkala, and there's just like a
Look at that.
crazy
That shit-
Jesus, that is creepy.
The
Yeah,
chicken,
no.
the chicken,
God.
blood done that, buddy. Good.
Little tongue action.
Damn.
A little more tongue action.
Little tongue action.
Come over here, give me a kiss.
Yeah, they ran out of funds for the text though again.
Yeah, it would appear. See, like this is much more
Oh yeah,
more cohesive to me.
much more.
Yeah, that's what happens though when I take Adam's art and then I put our logo on top of it kind of thoughtlessly and boom. There you go. We're done. But it's always much better when you have a graphic designer actually do a real layout for you. It improves things so much.
Little thing called composition, Jeff.
Yes, yeah. Dude, I'm good. I'm fairly good at a lot of things. I have zero eye for that kind of shit. I'm so terrible at it. But luckily my wife is, in my regular life, Laura's good at that stuff. So I can just kind of write it off as not my problem. But no, every flyer I've ever made for a show is fucking terrible, and I'm sure a graphic designer would destroy all of them.
We got that kung fu one.
Dude, we always get
Okay, that one was good.
That was awesome.
Mucho.
Kung Fu jeans.
Yeah.
Mucho will always try to make landscape like gig posters, and I'm like, what are you doing, dude?
What?
No.
It's up and down.
Portrait.
You can't landscape this.
Yeah. 11 by 17, buddy.
But
Yeah,
it'll catch people's eyes.
He goes 17 by 11.
17
Yeah.
by 11.
Yeah.
He's trying to do Facebook banners.
He's like, I measured it. It wraps perfectly around the pole.
He always does it. Our album release party, we went with the landscape because it was like the album art, like front and back. But
Oh yeah.
That works.
the landscape is not traditionally something that just doesn't feel right.
No, it doesn't. You just have in your head. If you grew up listening to rock and roll, you just know what the right ratio is for a show poster. Going all the way back to all the old posters from the 60s and 70s and into now. We just know it's going to be a rectangle that's kind of like yay in various sizes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Old
All
gig
right.
posters are awesome.
All
What's next, Jeff?
Let's listen to.
We have another one?
Yeah, we got one more here.
Oh, dude.
Well, I got a choice.
Oh, shit.
We have two bands, one Sheer Will and the other Dead Ringers. And we have two album titles. One is Black Ice, White Snow, and the other one is Fuck Off.
Okay.
My vote's for
What was
Fuck
the
Off.
word before off?
Huh?
What was the word before off?
Fuck.
Oh.
Well, so I have a feeling that whatever Sheer Will is going to be some noisy punk something, probably, maybe hardcore, and the other one is going to be more of kind of what we've been listening to.
All right.
That's my guess.
I think that's a good guess.
So I've been really obsessed with Send Me an Angel.
Yeah.
The scene from Rad.
Yeah. Send me an angel.
Oh god, that movie.
That kind of has like a bit of a Fu Manchu vibe too, though. It could be like Fu.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Yeah, it could be anything from Minor Threat to Fu Manchu.
Yeah.
Well, they are from Maryland. You don't hear of a lot of like skate punk from Maryland, but who knows?
All right, so
let's do it.
Oh, they drop us on a 50-second. Holy shit! Look at these tracks. A minute, 36 seconds, 34 seconds. We could listen.
Oh, this is straight punk rock.
We could listen to this whole album.
Yeah. Maybe we should.
First song, Journey.
This could be the first for the show. We listen to the whole album.
An entire record. All right. Of course.
More than
Right?
I like it.
Nailed it.
So this is one song.
Yeah, I think the whole album is one song because it just went like straight.
I know.
Yeah.
There was no breaks in there. There was not a gap. If you're trying to drop the needle in that groove, you'd be like, all right.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, look at the
whole song on that too. They're so short.
I back people to push in the fucking punk rock. It's such a raw energy and like high compression, like the show side homie.
Yeah.
So
they actually had a sick ass song.
People need to.
What it's called.
You just keep fucking pushing that punk rock because the world fucking needs it, man. Straight up.
No joke.
Yeah, look at the names of the people in the band. We got a Jack Burton. We got a Snake Plissken.
Oh.
So it's all Kurt.
Nice.
It's all Kurt Russell characters.
What's Jay Nada?
I don't know, but I know two of them at least.
Nice.
That's fucking brilliant.
The funny thing would be that if that wasn't intended and that was actually their names.
That'd be great.
When did this album come out? Oh, just in October.
Yeah, it's new.
Or when did this song come out?
No, I actually dug that a lot.
That was pretty cool.
And I'm the not punk guy of the two of us. So.
Let's listen to Fake Ass.
Fake Ass?
Fake Ass.
All right.
Fake ass bitch, get out of here.
It's funny that even a hardcore punk band with a 7-track song still had to have a minute-long intro.
Yeah, I know. Exactly.
Dude, it's like clockwork. Like 90% of the songs that we listen to, the intro is like between a minute and 6 seconds.
Something happens in a minute.
All right, Fake Ass. Here we go.
Fake ass.
Breakdown. I love it.
I love it. It's great.
Dude, that was actually really fucking good.
Yeah. Look, there's one supporter currently on Bandcamp. We have to all
support, dude.
We'll all commit to supporting.
They're gonna have 4 supporters, no 5.
Right, dude. You have the opportunity to double their support right now, Jeff. You better hit that button.
We're gonna.
Okay, here's the goal of quadrupling it. Everybody go support this band. Because it's amazing. Jeff's just gonna do it in real time right now.
No, I'm just gonna add it to my cart.
Okay.
There, and he's giving it away for free. So.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's name your price, which is something that you can do on Bandcamp.
Which is always like minimum of $5.
Yeah.
Can you imagine I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No,
man.
go ahead.
Can you imagine if like the TikTok culture was fucking down for punk rock like this?
So I gotta ask my kids to see if there is like a punk universe on TikTok, because there are all these different universes and the algorithm's so tight that it keeps people in their lane kind of.
Totally.
And so if you
would be like true punk rock though.
It'd probably be ass punk rock.
Like
emo probably, but I don't know. I want to find out. But yeah, I'm definitely going to support that. Look, this is high praise. JD will understand
like
this.
No offense,
this is high praise.
You ready for high praise? There's no click track, obviously. The drums were off time like multiple times. Didn't care at all.
Didn't care.
Totally fine.
Why is it the drummer that was off time? Why wasn't everybody else off time?
Oh no.
You have a metronome up?
He's playing some fucking complex polyrhythms that I can't count if he wasn't off time.
Punk rock, baby.
I just know that if I went to that show, I'd have a great time or I'd get my ass kicked.
Or both.
Or both.
I mean, sometimes both.
Yeah.
Dude, you go to a show like that and you leave with a fat lip.
Yeah.
But you love it.
Yeah, you want to fucking step in there, even as an old man. It's like, you gotta let the kids do their thing, but you want to take your one walk of glory, get in, get out, get it done. You got to, right?
Completely.
For sure. All right, so this is the other one we were gonna check out.
I mean, this looks cool.
Dead Ringers. That's a fucking tight album cover.
That's awesome.
It's like
awesome.
It's like space future snow pyramid.
Yeah, and look at the font, the text. It like is part of the image. It fits.
Yeah.
The border is like part of it.
The border is sick.
Yeah, the border's killing it.
That's super cool.
Yeah,
dude,
it's
I would fucking wear that shirt in a second.
Do we know the artist?
The guy on the front almost looks like the marijuana knot marijuana but in Star Wars.
He's a snow marijuana.
Is it the marijuana or marijuana knot? Marijuana.
Marijuana.
Yeah, marijuana.
Good question. Oh, Rimba did it. That's why I know it. Rimba
Ranu. Shout out to the artists. Always, if you're in a band, fucking credit your artists on your Bandcamp pages and everywhere. Really, you guys weren't here for this, but we played a show with Pound, and I bet you'll do this from now on too when we get to play shows again. On every piece of merch that they had out on their display, they had a little piece of paper with the Instagram handle of the artist who created it. Yeah. This is the smallest thing to do. So simple to do, but like really powerful, I thought.
Hell yeah. That's awesome.
Sir.
Yeah, Rimba's working on a promo video, like animated promo video for the Friends and Family compilation I'm working on.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, I was talking to him all morning, actually. I've been talking to him a ton lately.
Oh, Rimba, that's my guy.
Yeah, I was like, I know this art.
Rimba Ranu?
Where's Rimba from?
Dude, I'm not sure where he's from. Not around here. He's kind of tough to communicate with, but he's killing it, dude. He's so fucking good.
Yeah, because it's like Indonesia, the Philippines, and India seem to have a lot of artists that are doing art for this shit, and I want to know, I want to know the story of how they found where did they find the music, how did they get into it, these like subcultures in other countries that are that are super.
Always like a little hairy, but they send like the update of the image, and we're like, "Fuck yeah, you got it!" Like, and then, fuck yeah, I got it.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Always like the best vibes.
Awesome to work with.
I don't know. Amos or Amos. I don't know how you say his name, but he kills it too.
He's so fucking. I love working with the artists when you can go like back and forth and like talk about concepts, and like they'll have like a new rendition. I know some artists don't like that,
Yeah, it's gotta be frustrating.
I really like working with it because you guys come up with a fucking like 6-finger hand, you know? Like,
yeah.
And it's like a really good gift about being a musician. It's like,
yeah, you get to be a part of it.
Have that part of the art.
We have talked about that a lot, and it's funny because I actually like both ways. I love the surprise of giving Adam Burke like the sketchiest sketch in the world, and then you get a half painted painting back, and you're like, fuck. And he gives you like one chance to make very small suggestions or corrections, but it's his painting.
Yeah, but that's like a modern day fucking like phenom though too. Like, there's a lot of great artists out there. I feel like he's really one of the top tier.
I mean,
totally.
I'm collecting. I have a pretty significant collection of Adam Burke originals, because I love them. What's
Here's
that?
A sketch that I gave to my artist.
Oh wait, here, hold on.
What is that?
I'm gonna stop the screen.
Just stop the share.
So that.
Is it a bird with a hat?
With a hat?
A bird with a fez?
It's a red siren strapped to his head.
Oh.
This is what it starts as.
Yeah.
You'll see soon what his end product is.
It's a bird with a siren, with the siren they put on top of their cars when they're like the undercover cops.
Yeah.
Like the 1990s.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
I had like a dream/nightmare about this thing, and I just like told it to him. I was like, just fucking draw this. And he did.
That's
awesome.
Rad. Yeah, I have the original sketch that we gave Adam for the second record still laying around, and it looks like a kid's drawing, but it also looks like the cover. And then the night we figured out the logo for the second record, I just have this shittiest little sketch that we drew in the practice room, and
it's so good, man.
Handed it off to do the logo. All right, I want to hear a little bit of this.
Yeah, let's listen to some Dead Ringers. If it sounds as good as it looks,
it's
gonna be good.
Straight up.
Song 1 is Monument.
What's that? Saying it's gonna go down to 27. Oh, cool. It had a little sword. I think we're like boarded.
A minute in.
Can you guys hear that?
Yeah, we can hear it.
It's weird. The level's super low. Like, even just out of curiosity, I flipped over to the audio workstation to look at the signal, and it's like it sounds really quiet, and the waves are super small. It's like it's like super compressed in the master maybe, and it's all I can hear is the drums. The like guitars that are really way in the background. Does it sound like that to you too?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear
drums are almost all I can hear.
Yeah. No. The guitars are way in the background.
Oh, the guitars.
It's
okay.
just like all drums.
Yeah. I can. Yeah, the drums are really forward.
That was almost like Scooby-Doo.
Really?
I mean, I want to hear it go somewhere.
All right.
Yeah, let's give
But I like it so far. I have high hopes.
They're building up to something.
Right. Jeff looking at
Okay.
I can barely hear those guitars.
Is it just me, or is
stick to the melody of the leads like over it? If the mix was all there, right?
Yeah, the guitarist sounds like he's adding some cool shit.
okay? Now everybody, listen. When I hit play again, I swear to God, I can hear behind the drums someone going like, "Who,
Really? Oh,
who," like
okay.
like a little chant. maybe it's just the drums, but there's been a couple times where I swore I heard like phantom sounds in the background.
And just inventing sounds.
And it's just my stupid ears. All right.
That's some dirty rock and roll right there.
Yeah, totally.
It's as dirty as it gets.
It's weird. I had to turn the level, the line that goes out to Zoom, way up. Normally songs clip like crazy and are too loud, and that's just so crazy low. Guys, go back.
Well, and when he started singing, for some reason, the guitars also, the levels came up, it seemed like.
A little bit, but they're still real quiet. Go back to your mastering engineer and tell him it needs to be louder.
He's got some critique on the mix.
I like it. It's cool.
No, it's good.
I do. I like the ideas too. As they say, the bones of it, it's got good bones.
It's got good bones.
All right, so we got an Atala hat. We got a whore's hat.
Oh yeah, look at that.
You got to share your exploration.
Oh, that's right. I'm not.
You're not sharing your screen.
No, I stopped for a minute.
Jesus,
because we were all tiny faces.
No, we're looking at his iconic bird siren head.
Yeah.
There. Now
can you see?
These are the dudes.
What is that? An elk bear beer? An elk bear? What? My brain short circuit. My brain.
Have you ever heard someone have a stroke before?
That already like gets some bonus points in my realm. That's so cool.
Yeah, I mean, if that was on the front of a pile of records, it would stop me.
Oh, I'd buy that record.
I'd grab it and take a look at it for sure.
Yeah, that art is just like incredible.
The space pyramids, the many moons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they have a little story. The year is 420.
Of course it is.
The
420 though.
The rift mining crew of the Class C star cruiser Scale of Lies has crash landed on planet Zeus, a barren and frozen ecosystem littered with monoliths that have not been touched in eons. All right, so we got a story.
I love that.
Yeah, that's sick.
It was recorded at something called Dungeon Studios, which seems appropriate. But yeah, good stuff. They've got.
That's a lot of
the
S's.
bones are so good.
Stephen, Sean, and Scott.
Yeah, they have
DS Crew.
A couple releases where they have some demos. This looks like maybe a single. No, that's a full record. Oshkosh Truckin'.
Oshkosh Bagosh.
Hey, let's listen to another release. I'm curious to hear Scale of Lies. That sounds good. All right, now I know what happened.
I know exactly what happened too.
Drummer's like, you couldn't fucking hear me on that first record. Fucking turn the drums up on this new one.
Can you mic the kick a little better on this album?
Is this release?
But that was really good.
Is this release more contemporary, like closer?
No, this is older. So
this is 2 years ago.
This is 2018, and then the last one, Dead Ringers, is December of 2020.
Yeah, this was back when they all had nicknames.
Right.
Like Maverick and Two Tone and Mongo. And now they just have regular names. They're wearing the same shirt though. That's the album. That is
Gotcha.
I wear my beer elk shirt on the album covers. That's how it goes. Wait, why does it look like they're? It's like the same.
Yeah, they're just using that as
They're just using the same.
as like their profile
gotcha.
picture.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the
You're
profile.
killing me here. You're killing me. You just invented this whole thing that was really hilarious and not even true. And
That's what we do. No,
You just got slammed.
not even true.
You got T-sweated.
oh man.
All right. So yeah,
Sorry.
those are submissions.
So hey, Dead Ringers is good. We liked it.
Yeah.
Just the mix.
Merch table.
Let's do it.
Did you buy any? Did you get any records this
I
week?
did.
You did? What'd you get? Let's
I
see.
did.
What'd you...
I got you one too.
Oh, you got me a record.
Fucking
nice guy.
It's this band
what?
that nobody's ever heard of.
the
They're
hell?
called the Erkenauts. They're from Switzerland, of all places. So our buddy Marcus Seves, who's in the band Zed, had posted just like one of their songs on Facebook the other day, and I listened to it, and I was like, this is really fucking cool. The funny thing is, though, the first song opens up with this crazy like slap bass solo. And I was like, what? This is gonna suck, and it doesn't.
And then
suck.
it was good?
It's like really good.
Is that?
So sometimes you find those things.
And when you bought one for him and for yourself, so it wasn't
Yeah,
like you just
we do
palmed
that.
off something that you bought and didn't like and gave it to him. You
we do that a lot.
Yeah.
Since this is the only other family that we see like on a regular basis, we basically just merged into one 8-person household, and so we buy records for each other all the time. We each bought each other copies of the King Buffalo live at Freak Valley. So we had 4 copies. Whoops.
Yep. So we're giving
They
2
gotta
away.
be psyched. I mean, I watch football, and the Buffalo Bills are all up in it today.
You're missing some football right now.
Yeah, I know. Don't tell me I'm recording it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Well, we're not watching.
We're not watching. Sorry.
We got nothing to share.
Well, is football not rock and roll? I like football. It's just sick.
Football's country.
I just never got into it.
Football's country.
That was so
I
quick
really
and
like that
easy.
you added KD to this podcast, dude. I gotta say.
You can only handle so much Jeff. He's great. He's great, but 100% Jeff. We need some booty in there.
He's killing it over here.
Nice.
So funny.
Right,
I got a record too.
Yeah, what do you got? What do you got?
That's it.
They're not from Switzerland, but we met them in Switzerland.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
This band's called the Dews. They're fucking
Dues?
awesome.
they're really good.
The Dews,
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Dues.
Oh,
They're
like
really
pay your
good,
dues.
yeah. I think they're from Germany, actually, like super South Germany, like just across the border of Switzerland.
And what was?
Oh.
So they played with us. In
They're so
Switzerland.
good. It's like psychedelic rock.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Good.
Oh.
And one of the dudes from that band played in another band at the Freak Valley Festival, right? He played in.
I think he was just like tour managing for Outside Inside. Is that what that band's called?
Oh yeah.
Inside. Oh.
Yep.
I might be
Yeah.
saying that backwards.
Inside Outside, Inside
Outside.
Out.
Yeah,
That's
they
the
fucking rip,
Pixar
dude.
movie.
Yeah,
The dudes are
whatever
great,
their
though.
name is. Inside Outside, Outside Inside. I always forget. But
Yeah,
they're awesome too. Yeah.
I've been down a King Gizzard rabbit hole for like the last 6 months, and
Really?
been listening to tons of
That's
just
interesting.
jammy. It's like the version of the Grateful Dead I can deal with.
I'm actually putting out a King Gizzard record.
Oh, press release. Press.
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
What the fuck?
We'll have
In
to
the
talk
States?
about that later on.
For real?
Yeah, for real.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that.
They
in a
need to
minute.
do. They need to
Not
do
supposed
like
to
a
announce it yet, but
like a. They should do a
Drop it on
collaboration
the
with Glitter
podcast.
Wizard.
Next thing you know, it's on the Super Bowl commercials. We're gonna be fucked.
Oh yeah, no, this is gonna drive some serious traffic here. It's gonna be all over the news sites
Whoa!
by tomorrow afternoon when we put this out. Trust me.
All
yeah.
over.
No,
And-
it won't.
Trump
You'll be
is-
fine.
The third time, and King
Blow Your Death releasing King Gizzard.
King Gizzard and Elizabeth.
They're gonna be on the phone with him. Like, what the fuck?
King Gizzard and the Glitter Wizard.
All right, what do I got?
Dude,
So-
that
what
was
do you got?
One of my favorite locals.
Cha-pa-pow.
I agree.
Also a band that you guys have played with. I basically bought the entire Disasteroid catalog
Nice.
because they
Because they're great.
because they're great, and because Heavy Psych finally shipped them some records so that they could ship from the US instead of having to buy from the Heavy Psych store in Europe and pay $30 shipping.
yeah, that's
And
awesome.
Disasteroid is another one of those examples of why it's nice to have a graphic designer in your band.
Yeah, for sure.
Because everything they put out is so cool.
Yeah, they do a really good job with that shit. But the main event is, just like JD, 2 copies of the new record. One for me and one for him.
Yeah.
So I'll
take one of those.
This is the record that Mortal Fools that they put out right at the beginning of the lockdowns. And it was such a bummer because, of course, they had a release tour planned, and it's their first release on Heavy Psych, and it just all kind of
working on that album too. It looks rad.
The album art's incredible, and it just kind of got like left behind. They just not that much.
Yeah, when you can't tour it like you were planning on, you know. I mean, that's a big loss.
And they had planned kind of the whole release cadence, and it like was right at the beginning of the pandemic, and so there was just not news about anything else for a while. You know, it was like all everyone was consuming was pandemic shit, and even a couple of months later, I think they would have gotten, you know, a lot more interest, a lot more coverage and stuff. It's a fucking great record. I mean, I love everything they do.
Oh, they're amazing.
But if you listen to episodes of the podcast, if you liked Godzillionaire, you know, any
Whores.
Yeah, anything that I've described as angular 90s, like heavy rock, like sludgy 90s rock, it's you know, it's in that vein.
I mean, even earlier we were talking about, like in the intro, we were talking about, you know, Hot Snakes and Drive Like Jehu, and I think if you're a fan of any of that stuff, you would fucking love Disasteroid.
Yeah, for sure. Talking about North County bands. Yeah. Why do you guys think? I mean, what is it about fucking San Diego, but North County in particular, that there are just so many currently relevant, interesting bands coming out of your neck of the woods? It's in the water up there.
It's kind of always been like that. I feel like this.
Yeah, it's just the rawness, I think, of like the culture. You know, it's like a beach community, but you have a lot of like, you know, just skateboarders, like old punk rockers.
Play music.
It's like the most culturally diverse coastal community in San Diego. So I think there's just a lot of different people getting down with like the same shit, and there's like this little kind of edge to it. Like you know, you fuck around, you're gonna lay around, you know, like,
yeah,
there's still a little bit of edge to it as more foreign investment comes in, gentrification happens, you know, and that whole thing. But there's still like, I think that has a lot to do with it. There's just a lot of great artists and skateboarders and surfers, and I think that the weather's awesome, and the community supports itself, and it's still like that.
Is it still kind of affordable to live, like to rent an apartment or buy a house or whatever? Because that's what killed the Bay Area, is no artist could afford to live here anymore.
Yeah, I mean, in North County in general, it goes like from west to east, right? So you have like Oceanside, and then Vista, then San Marcos, then Escondido, and the cost of living goes down, sketchiness.
As you head east.
The further you get from the ocean.
And
yeah.
But like I said, I still think it's rather community driven than like profit driven from a citizen point of view. Obviously, like the politics are all about investors coming in, developers, but I think that there's still like this community sense to it where the citizens like want to support each other and not just worry about their property values going up.
Yeah. I mean, San Francisco just got overwhelmed with tech money, and so all the artists fled east initially to Oakland.
Yep.
And then as the cost of living and the tech money spread to Oakland, they all went north to Portland. So really, Portland right now is what San Francisco was like in 2000. Yeah.
Pretty interesting.
And San Francisco is like, yeah, we'll go there and see touring shows, and there are a couple of San Francisco bands that we like, but it doesn't really have like a cohesive scene at all. The East Bay does. Oakland does for sure. Oakland still has like a gutter punk scene, like Tank Crimes.
Sludge and grindcore.
Tank Crimes is a great example of a small label that just like sort of figured out its place in the world and is now totally thriving.
Yeah.
And they put out a lot of great releases. They're kind of a good model, I think, to kind of keep an eye on for a, you know, single operator, you know, full DIY shop, but that's like getting releases published in Revolver and like getting coverage at the highest levels of the press and stuff. They've figured something out, and really for them it was just about being authentic, taking care of the bands, being totally transparent with the finances so that people know that they're taking care of the bands, And it's a weird case of where like being a decent person and being ethical has actually been good for a company.
Good for business.
Yeah, weird how that works.
It's amazing.
All right, you got any other records? Do you have any Wax Mage records laying around? I talk about them a lot. So, Buddy presses
Wax Mage.
Buddy presses a lot of stuff through this place called Gotta Groove in the Midwest, right?
You got the heavy velvet.
Okay, and they do these like only 25 copies, handmade in the press.
Oh shit!
Every record is different than every other one. Holy shit!
God damn, that is beautiful. If you want to see this,
yeah.
Well, for one, I will put it on our Instagram.
Yeah.
But, go to
Whoa.
YouTube.
Now, was that a joke, or is there actual vinyl? I mean, actual velvet pressed into some of the records?
This one does not have velvet inside of it. Only 19 of those are
It's
made.
not a joke. There's actually velvet inside the records.
Yeah.
That's rad.
Crazy. Does it fuck with the sound at all?
No, it doesn't pop out on the wax. Wow. It's like inside. I don't know how they get it to work. I mean, it's part of the mage, you know. It's
yeah, they're definitely fucking vinyl warlocks over there.
Yeah, they are.
What's the story with that again? It's like, isn't it? It's a women owned, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's a small operation. It's like 2 or 3 people that operate inside of a larger press. So Gotta Groove is the actual record company you deal with, and then Wax Mage is a different business that operates inside of that. But they work together. What else you got there?
It's really cool specialty shit, you know.
Whoa,
dude, it's sparkly.
It's so sparkly.
Yeah, this one's like loaded with holographic glitter. It's really hard to tell like how cool this one is in the video or in a picture, but in person, it's pretty gnarly.
It's coming through. Yeah, we've been sort of brainstorming what to do for the release of the first record, and I definitely want some like gold, like shattered gold powder or some kind of gold stuff embedded in the record.
Yeah, Warrior Death records are. I mean, it's always about like the project, you know. It's just not like slapping the music onto vinyl. There's always like gonna be. It should be a piece of art, you know. Like all the old school records were. I mean, they just had black vinyl, you know. They for the most part, but the album covers and like the inserts and everything were always so cool. It's when you pick up those records at the record store from the 70s. It's like you could just go through there listening to it, and it's like that's the experience, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's that experience you always want to chase, is that you will listen to the whole side and you're still looking at the album art and you're like, oh, time to flip the record.
Yeah. Or like reading the notes, or you know,
exactly.
whatever.
That's everything.
I loved all
it's
that.
like you're engaged in it, right?
Yeah, there was a post, I don't know if you saw this on Facebook, from JJ from the Obelisk, because for the first year of Post Wax, that new subscription service that Jad Schickler rolled out from Magnetic Eye, it's like a subscription-based vinyl service, and he had 6 bands that he did releases of, and they were exclusive to subscribers to the service, and you got all of them, and all of them were like super like an Elder release that was only available through there.
Wow.
And JJ wrote these like really extensive liner notes for everything. And he posted,
I did read about that actually.
Yeah, so he posted like, "Hey, does anyone care about these notes that I wrote, because they're a lot of work, and I'm looking at year 2 and trying to decide."
Writing my notes for sure.
Yeah, and the comments were like, "They're amazing. I love them. They're my favorite thing." People love that stuff.
Yeah.
Do you think there will ever be an era? I mean, if you're talking about like a tastemaker, that's one of the guys right there, you know? And is there an era where like I think like, dude, that dude should be able to like own like 2 houses off of the work that he does, you know?
Right.
Yeah. He's had such a long career too. I mean, he's, you know, been through so much. We're actually going to get him on. He was maybe going to come on this weekend, but we'll get him in the next couple weeks.
Please do. Yeah, that's a wealth of knowledge and experience right there.
100%. Yeah, when we spent some time talking to him at Psycho a few years ago, it was just like, fuck, man, this guy has touched everything. Like,
what's the proper pronunciation of his last name? Coxon?
Oh, JJ?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know if that's his name. You know what I mean? It's like we get used to people's names on Facebook or whatever, and you're like, your name's Steve? I didn't know that.
I know he has a nickname for his son, and I forget
Peanut.
Peanut, right?
Yeah.
I knew it was some sort of like almond, walnut.
Almond.
Yeah.
Walnut.
Yeah, I mean, he's gone from writing a blog to like being in Walter's ear about the fucking festival in Norway. The not Hellfest. What's the one that's in the Netherlands?
Norway?
Not Norway, in the Netherlands.
Oh.
Roadburn. So he's like now on the like planning commission. Walter doesn't do anything without talking to JJ, which is nuts because once upon a time JJ was just a fan who was writing a blog and probably wasn't even able to go to the festival, and now he's like helping pick bands for it, and
it's crazy.
It's super cool. Yeah, he seems like a really good dude.
Those are
definitely.
He deserves that stuff. He's got, like I said, that wealth of knowledge and experience. And for other bands out there, that are listening to this stuff, those are the dudes that are pulling the strings. You got to knock on the door for like a half decade to get there. You knock on the door, and next thing you know, you're playing the Desert Fest, or you're playing the Freak Valleys and those things.
Yeah, it very much is about like having real decent relationships with a bunch of people. And that's what gets you from trying to do stuff to doing stuff. It's
establishing those relationships and like just being good to other people.
Yeah, not being a dickhead.
You definitely see that in our world, that being like just a solid, normal, good person over time, it pays its dividends.
Mm-hmm.
It really does. As opposed to some of the industries where it's like the ends justify the means mentality. Like you try that shit in our world, you're fucking dust, homie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And word will travel. Word travels fast. When someone's like a colossal asshole, the bookers, the promoters, the tour bookers, the venues, they all find out about it eventually.
And then people don't want to work with you.
Yeah.
And no matter how good your band is.
Yeah, you go on the no-fly list pretty easily. So
yeah.
Everybody makes mistakes, but there is a threshold,
Yeah, well, and you see it's like mistakes and then patterns of behavior. And the patterns unfold, and it's like you tell one story and then someone goes, oh yeah, well they did this to me, and then someone else goes, oh yeah, they did.
Oh, that guy?
Oh yeah, that guy. I got stories for you. Like,
those are real things. Like I feel terrible, like I've chipped somebody's tooth before, I knocked his beer glass into his face and I chipped his tooth, and he was all pissed, and I was like, fuck dude, what do? I can't like buy you a new tooth, or like can't give you one of my teeth. Like I felt really bad. He pissed off for a bit, but then he like left a YouTube comment or something, like, and it was chill. But
nice.
Yeah.
I'd give you the tooth off my back if I could.
Yeah.
All right. So we sort of danced around. Buddy, do you want to talk a little bit about this news to me King Gizzard situation and how that happened?
I have like a coworker that's huge into King Gizzard. He's always been huge into him, and he actually quit working with me recently, ironically. But he's just a good friend of mine. He's like a crazy artist. He was actually on your show, or you played his song, Jeff Hyland.
Oh, is it Grockabilly?
Yeah,
Grockabilly.
He's working on album art for a King Gizzard release, and he's going to pick all the audio, and he's going to put the whole package together. And King Gizzard already said like we're good to release it. They just want like a certain cut of it. So it's all going down. It's just a matter of time. Groc's handling it all pretty much. I just put it.
Man,
what?
That's incredible.
So him and his lady Brandy, she's an artist as well. So both of them are like tag teaming the album art, and they're both fucking awesome artists for that style. Like for King Gizzard, it's gonna be fun, man.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
cool. So super fun project for them.
You worked with Jeff for like 7 years
all around.
right?
It's gonna be awesome.
You worked with him for
I worked with them for like a long time. 6 years, 7 years almost.
Wow.
Yeah, I started work and he had a Pink Floyd lunchbox on his desk, and that opened the door. We started chatting to him, and then he just like kind of showed me the ropes there, and we started hanging out. He started coming to all our shows, and
we originally worked there together.
Yeah, we actually started at my work together like 7 years.
Oh, really?
Ago. So he met the same homie the same time I did.
Yeah, super smart, fucking nice guy, super genuine.
Yeah,
good dude,
brilliant dude. He like climbed the ladder at my work all the way up, like what became a trainer, and then became like the trainer of the trainers in like this corporation, basically United Healthcare, and then he just like bailed on the whole thing, like climbed his way all the way up, and was like, I want to work on like other stuff.
I made it to the summit later.
Yeah, yeah, he's just an artist at heart, and like that's all that he wants to do, you know. I mean, you guys talked to him, so you know kind of the vibes of his life and how he is. So
I don't think we did.
Oh, we didn't talk to him. We just played his song.
He submitted.
I played with him on Facebook a bit, so I didn't know.
Yeah. He seemed super cool, and he was like, "Yeah, I guess I do need to put it on Bandcamp," because we yelled at him.
Right.
The only place we could get it was on Spotify.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's such a good dude. But yeah, I'm interested to see that project, man. It's gonna be awesome. And
that's awesome.
So it's all they just kind of put their stamp on it and was like, yeah, just give us a cut.
All new songs?
All new material?
It's gonna be like previously released stuff. It's gonna be like a live bootleg, I'm guessing.
Gotcha. That'll be fun though.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm putting it all in Grok's hands, so it could be.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's word of reptilian skin being inside the record.
Yeah, who knows?
No shit.
For real?
Shave it off. It's really limited.
Yeah, very limited. Hey, shit.
What about wizard skin too?
Yeah.
Do you got any wizards?
Well, I you know.
Where do you get wizard skin from? Fucking Eye of Newt and wizard skin.
Maybe a gizzard. They'll put some gizzards in there.
Oh, gross! Like little slices of gizzard.
Just little slices of gizzard.
I only have so much of a budget, JD. Take it easy. I'm pretty tapped out from the friends and family compilation, to be honest.
Yeah. We have a snake at our house. I can get you a lizard or snake skin for free.
Yeah, there you go.
Once a month, and he's a big fat boy now, so his skin's actually pretty significant. It's fucking big scary snake in my house now.
So the formats, go over some tunes, right?
Yeah.
Or just chat it up, go over some tunes, and then you guys have like a little record sharing session.
Yeah.
You
Merch
guys
table.
You guys do any beer?
It goes that way for sure. Sometimes depends on who's on. What I was going to do at some point is just screen share the Glory or Death Bandcamp page and just kind of look at some of the releases.
Yeah, man, they've been stacking up. Bud's been on it, man.
The Deep Purple record. What is there? 3 songs now?
Yeah, just for anybody that is tuning in, Yob just emailed us and said they finished tracking yesterday, so that was huge.
Oh boy,
nice.
So it's
what song did they do?
Perfect Strangers.
Yeah,
they said they're pretty true to the song, just a bit slower.
Yeah, sounds about
Makes
right.
Sense.
Yeah,
so it's gloryordeathrecords.bandcamp.com, and here you can see as I scroll the if you're watching on YouTube, the Friends and Family comp, the Bow to Your Masters Volume 2 Deep Purple, which is these big cover comp albums. The first one we did was Thin Lizzy. They're a lot of fun. They're also a pain in the ass, and mostly a pain in Buddy's ass. So, it'd be funny would be to send a picture of your merch, your like current merch situation for shipping records and shit. Is your whole garage filled with boxes now?
I can't really send it because it's in like multiple locations.
Oh, really?
Like my bedroom is like the main sector where I have like a limited amount of everything, and when I run out, I have to go to my garage and dig out some more stock, bring it back to my room. When I run out of stock in my garage, I got to go to the studio, drive over there, pick it up, bring it back over here, and then restock my garage. But
yeah, I have a situation something like that: living room, garage, studio.
Sector.
Things are moving from the garage to the unit.
To my unit, yeah.
To your unit.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're just flipping through. So the Deep Purple tribute record, we have art from David Paul Seymour, Sander Havoc. There's some really cool artwork. Buddy did a really good job, kind of like keeping some of the old with the DPS art, but then reaching out to some new people. And the piece that Sander Havoc did was really cool.
Now, who was this Deep Purple band?
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Why did they get a comp?
Who wants to take that one?
We'll just let him experience. Just Google John Lord.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
So I laughed when I went on here, and this is probably on purpose or maybe not, but the Quest records are not on here.
Yeah, only the Live at Freak Valley one made it, which is funny because that was actually released by Ripple.
Yeah, by somebody else.
Yeah, that's just me trying to simplify like tracking the costs and splitting that between the record label and the band.
Yeah, that makes
I put
sense.
our records on our own Bandcamp, so it makes it easier to track. But yeah, pretty funny though.
Look at all those releases. Things are going.
I know. Look at this shit. It's
man, it's hard to say like what my favorite one is at this point. I have like such an attachment to so many of them now that it's like we've done some really cool stuff, which is amazing.
Yeah, it's I wouldn't be able to say what's my favorite either. There's a lot of really good stuff here.
So the top ones, the whole top row is actually just like pre-orders for upcoming stuff. Monolith, that one right there. That one's one of like the most classic albums for me. I don't even know when it actually came out. It was probably like 8 years ago or something. It feels like a long time ago in like North County. Monolith's a huge band for both Tyler and I. So I'm really looking forward to giving this one like a solid release that it deserves.
Yeah. Was Doug Walker in that band?
Yeah. He's in also Call of the Wild, which is right to the right of that. Kind of releasing both of those at the same time.
Are these all San Diego bands? I mean, other than Kook?
No, they're all over the place. Yeah. Ethereal Seas from like Portland / Washington.
Red Witch Johnny's from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Jerry's stuff gonna be on here too?
Yeah. That's the plan.
Yeah, the Nightcrawlers.
Yeah, and then the tribute compilations are like all over the world. There's bands from everywhere on those things.
That's global. The Moz Generator, that Exiles record is fun.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. There's a really rad Van Halen cover on that. The second half is all cover songs, and there's some like really, really rad stuff in there that I don't think too many people actually really know.
No,
they just
out
think
there.
Odd, like B-side like demos, or they think it's something like that. But there's actually some really cool little tributes on there.
Yeah, Anthem, a Rush cover.
Hearing Moss Generator play Van Halen, like, are you kidding me? It's pretty gnarly.
Yeah,
Tony Reed is dude.
Yeah, Tony Reed's one of those dudes that, like, when you see him play live, you're like, how's this dude not like super fucking famous? Like,
yeah, dude.
Yeah, he's like, what the fuck?
He's getting there though. I mean, this year,
endless clout.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, and like you know, they toured with Fu Manchu, and he got to be friendly with Bob. And Bob like immediately recognized what kind of a talent Tony was, and so now he's deeply involved. Originally, he was just kind of like guesting on, what's their project called? That's on
Scenic Nowhere.
Yeah, Big Scenic Nowhere. Originally, he just like went down to the studio to guest, and then turned into, I think, a full blown member of the band at some point.
Rips at every instrument, and he can track everything and mix everything and do like all kinds of shit.
The dude is fucking,
so gnarly.
Yeah,
like, just the most legit fucking guy out there.
And we went to his spot one time on tour, and you just see all of like the gear that he has, just to like, and I'm not even talking about like amps and like stuff like that, or not even just recording gear, but like gear to like pull tapes, like old tapes. Like he can turn like an 8-track into anything he wants and like actually make it sound better, like from 40 years ago. I don't know. He's just like got like endless stacks of stuff.
It's just golden heart too.
Yeah,
just
totally.
Oh yeah, on top of like, just being great.
Yeah, just as laid back as it gets. We've seen him on tour too. Like we've crossed paths so many times, and we ran into him in like Kansas or St. Louis or somewhere, and it was like raining so hard. We were supposed to play together that night. It was raining so fucking hard, and we played on an outdoor stage. There was like 3 people that actually showed up, and they were like against the wall under a balcony, and the stage was dripping because there was a hole in the top of the stage, and the bottom of the stage was rotting out. And Moss Generator still is there with all their gear stacked up, ready to load onto the stage and play for 3 people. And I'm just like, dude, your gear is like getting soaked over there. Like, I hope it works for the rest of your tour. And he's like, I hope so too, man. I'm like, there's 3 people here, dude. He's like, well, we're down, man. Like, he just loves playing. And
he's
like,
a real authentic rock and roller, man.
Yeah, he is.
Authentic.
Do a deep dive on Tony Reed. His, the most popular band that you're going to find everywhere is Moss Generator. But he's like a true fan. Like, he has a crazy record collection. Like I can't even imagine how much his record collection alone is worth.
Worked on alone, let alone like his personal
his catalog.
Yeah, like his catalog is insane.
His studio, like where we've been there, and it's like one of the coolest fucking rooms ever. He just has so much cool shit all over the place. Like,
it's like in a movie when they show that scene where you're just like mind blown
in your like dreamland, basically. Like, I could spend the rest of my life here easily.
Amazing memorabilia, just from all kinds of fucking badass bands, just like the sickest record collection. It's just like the ultimate like music rock and roller man cave studio fucking awesomeness thing.
You hear that? Anybody that's up Portland way?
No,
Washington.
he's Washington.
Yeah, just swing by his house. I'm sure he'll love to see you. He'll let you in.
He records bands there, and I think you get to stay at his house if he records you. So
yeah, I'm sure.
It's definitely not an open door policy.
No, it's you got to know him.
Bands, that was a joke.
He's so fucking busy, man. I don't know how he gets everything done that he works on. It's insane.
Yeah, and then so, as Mouse Generator got more popular and he got into Big Scenic Nowhere, and he has gone back to all the shit that he released going all the way back to like high school. So he was in like a hardcore band. He's had a goth phase, and he's gone back and cleaned up and released the music from a bunch of the different projects that he's been going back to when he was like a teenager. It's crazy. It's so cool.
I agree.
Yeah.
And he has a Mellotron, a real one.
Real Mellotron.
I was like, what is this? He see it plays on the ribbons.
He opened the whole thing up for us, showed us how it works and everything. He's like, check this out.
And then, he's talking about how like on Beatles albums, the Mellotron can only hold the tone for like 8 seconds or whatever, because it plays the whole ribbon and then stops and then has to play it again. So their measures, like a lot of them, are based upon the Mellotron only being able to hold on to the note that long.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's an insane story with like every piece of gear as he's going.
Of course.
That's a pretty crazy story, right?
Dude, it's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. I was whoa, bro.
Or they'd have to like hop to the octave to let it like reset for a second and like go back to.
Yeah, your brain's just all, whoa.
I know, we're so used to like the studio wizardry that's available now that you think back to the way it used to be. It's pretty nuts. He also pulled out a record. So when we were working on the Thin Lizzy tribute, we kind of group recorded a song. Buddy played guitar and I played bass, and Tony tracked the drums and sent us all the stems and stuff.
Yeah, we got Hippie and Miles on the guitar too.
Yeah. And he goes, so he told me the whole story of Funky Junction, which is that Thin Lizzy sort of started as a Deep Purple tribute band. And they recorded an entire album of Deep Purple covers before I think they recorded anything as Thin Lizzy.
Interesting.
And he's got a copy of the record. I mean, it's like this really random limited release.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. Junction.
Yeah, Funky Junction.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's cool to do the Thin Lizzy record and then do
Deep Purple.
Deep Purple next.
Should have done it backwards.
Yeah, probably.
Dude, that's like the difference between people who are like really fucking cool, like really badass, like cool people. It's like, yeah, I got a record collection, man. Like, here's my first record. And then you got people like Tony that are like,
dude, and we were there when we were
fucking so cool.
When we were at his place too, he's like, grab a record, like, let's listen. He wants to like play them and listen to them. He's all about it. He's just like, yeah, grab whatever you want. Like, let's put it on. He's not just like,
the Korn Christmas song album. No.
Yeah, the tape's not worn out, man. He's fucking 100% down for it, man.
He has all these killer like Iron Maiden
bootleg Japanese,
crazy bootleg albums. Like,
it's so crazy to me that people create bootlegs and then like press them into vinyl.
I know, right?
It's so sick. Yeah, it's badass, dude. Can you imagine if people gave a shit about your music to do that?
Yeah, right? Seriously.
Pretty awesome.
So I recorded you guys a decade ago. I have the album. It's kind of bootleg. You're like, what? It's fucking awesome. Can I get a
funny. Well, the sad modern version of that is when you're scrolling on Facebook and you see an ad for one of your band's T-shirts.
Yeah,
that's not an ad that you created. Some fucking bootleggers selling your shirts.
So funny.
Yeah, that's when you know you've made it.
Yeah. We're getting somewhere.
Somebody else is selling your shit.
When you get bootlegged.
I want the shirt still.
Yeah.
You want what shirt?
I think it was fucking sick.
Oh, wait, you don't have one of those?
The bootleg one. The dude was selling on eBay.
Oh.
Yeah. What was it of? I don't remember.
It was Austin Barrett's art.
Art. Okay.
Yeah.
That is amazing piece of art.
Yeah.
Austin's rad. Is he still doing band art, or is he just tattooing, or is it just kind of like whatever?
Tattooing mainly is like his main thing. But if you want him to do art, hit him up.
Yeah, hit Austin Barrett up. You're not gonna be fucking disappointed.
Oh no, he did the vampire. He did our vampire.
Oh, what?
Oh, the blood vampire with the succubuses or whatever the hell they were.
Yeah, the one who's like, I don't know if I want to be here right now. This is weird.
The one that my oldest daughter wore to a trampoline park.
Yeah. This is 100% true.
Like, Olive, I love that shirt, but really,
yeah, there's a blood fountain.
You're scaring people.
That's great.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'll share it actually, because the people who watch the video, it really is a killer piece of art, and I think I should have a picture of it up on Bandcamp.
You should.
Yeah, there we go. All right.
Yeah, so there it is.
Let me share that.
So once again, if you would like to see this art,
go
to YouTube.
YouTube. All right. So let me share my screen one more time.
That's crazy.
Oh, you didn't know?
I didn't know that. No, I thought that was a different artist.
No, that was Austin.
Yeah, that's crazy. It doesn't look like his art. That's like
I call him the reluctant.
All of those droplets, that's classic Austin Barrett.
Yeah.
All that water or the liquid movement.
Yeah.
What was his name? We gave him a name.
Yeah, I had a funny name for him because he looks like he doesn't want to be there. Like he's very uncomfortable with the amount of blood.
So much blood.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
He totally is uncomfortable.
He's got a lot of blood.
I never should have taken that evil oath.
Hey, don't forget about the fuck off digital album in your shopping cart there.
Oh, yeah. Don't worry. I won't.
Fuck off, digital album.
I challenge all of you to.
The funny thing is, the way it's written, it actually does sound like you're talking to the digital album.
Fuck
it's got
off,
the comma and everything.
Digital album.
Fuck off, digital album.
Wow.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, I miss all of it. Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, I want to have new art, but I don't have shows to sell shirts at. So
what do you think the gestation period will be for like people being psyched on going to shows again? You know, it's like anything, it's all crazy. It's like, you know, really potent at first, but then it wears off, right? What do you think the wear off time will be?
Oh shit. Well, I think first thing that's gonna happen is there's gonna be a ramp up time. Because even like when we get the stamp, like, oh, you're not gonna die immediately, people still aren't. There are people who still will just not go, just not feel comfortable yet going in groups, or just feel awkward in groups.
I mean, can you even just think of the fluid transfer that we have at shows like normally all the time?
Yeah. We're swapping everything.
We were talking about that, with Armand a few episodes ago. He was talking about how you just sit back and you watch the singer, and you just with the lights, you can just see the spray that's just going out, and everybody in the front row is getting covered.
Yeah,
fluid transfer. Yeah. That's from the Demolition Man when he's like, you know, he's about to have sex with Sandra Bullock. He's all, the mumbo jumbo or whatever. He's like talking about having sex. He's like, oh, fluid transfer. That's disgusting. Because they have like their minds. You know?
That's such a great movie.
That was an obscure reference.
Yeah, that's a nutty movie, but it's really good.
Oh, completely.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I haven't even been in a practice room, so.
Yeah, I just made out with a girl for like the first time in months last night, and I was like, "Is this okay?" You know.
People still do that.
Yeah, people do that. Made out?
I don't have a wife.
That's true. This is true. Yeah, what's it like being single? Like trying to figure out how to date people right now.
Be hard.
I stepped away for 1 second.
We're deep into fluid transfer.
Fluid transfer.
You see, this is that charm.
Yeah.
This is that charm I'm talking about. They got dating apps now, you know. So you go on the dating app, and you know, you get the match, and then you meet up, and things usually go pretty good. Sometimes they don't. I had a date other.
But is there like a
terrible?
Is there like a, you know, oh, have you been tested? And we're no longer talking about AIDS. You know, we're talking about like COVID, right?
Yeah.
Have you been tested?
I did make a joke about that to one. I was like, yeah. She's all, is it okay if we hang out? I was like, yeah, as long as you have like your negative test. And then she was like, oh, if you're gonna be like that, like I don't think I respect your opinion, but I don't think we should be hanging out. And I was like, I'm just kidding. Like, I don't know. Like, it was funny.
That is funny. Oh, I heard there's another podcast that I listened to, and they have people call in and tell secrets, because they had this idea that like everyone's got secrets that they want to unload, but if they could do it anonymously, maybe they would. And some lady actually called in and admitted that she used an expired COVID test so that she could go see her best friend's baby in the hospital. Oh. And I'm like, maybe that's not the time to lie about your test. maybe that's just dark, and don't do that.
What I mean, what's the motivation there?
I guess she just really wanted to see the baby, but didn't have the time to get a test.
Selfish motivations.
I don't know.
I mean,
it's kooky.
You know, the guilt of not getting a new test done, so she wasn't able to see the baby, just like eating her alive.
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't you just say, "Oh yeah, I would, but I didn't get the test," so you know.
Oh my God, Becky, you didn't get the test. It was the one thing you had to do.
God damn it, Becky.
Why is her name Becky?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not fair.
Could be Karen.
Becky's everywhere.
Last date, that didn't go well, probably.
Yeah, being single in the COVID world. I guess. I mean, it's always hard to be single, isn't it? Or it's fun. It's whatever way you look at it.
Yeah, you know, I have a hard time remembering because it has been a very, very long time since I was single.
Don't miss it.
Yeah, I don't.
Nope.
It's stressful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I'm living it, bro.
Yeah,
stressful and lonely.
You're living it.
Are you lonely?
No, it's all good though. But like you said, that ramp up time, right? Coming back to the shows. I mean, I guess the only answer is everybody getting that vaccinated shot. I mean, do you think that wrap up, what is normal? Is it going to be?
I don't know.
And
I think it's going to be regional too, because different regions have handled this all differently. Yeah. There are places that are already full blown back at shows and doing everything as if everything's fine. And so they're proof that it can happen.
Yeah.
That people will get used to it again. But I think around here it's going to be a little bit slower. Probably similar for you guys. I'm guessing it'll be a little bit slower. I mean, shit, a tiny, sweaty, poorly ventilated dive bar is like ground zero.
The worst
for transmission.
Exactly.
We're also not going to be able to move our gear anymore because we haven't like worked out in a year. It's going to take like 5 shows just to be able to like get the load in and load out down again.
Yeah. Speak for yourself. I've been out in the garage.
Yeah.
Wait, you got to register those in California.
I got to register these in California.
This will be the time when you finally switch to like a modeler, stop using real amps and just like plug a laptop into the PA.
I already sold off all my full stacks. Got little 212s.
Did you?
I mean, seeing live music though, like if you in this time, like if you see like Jerry's other band, Soul Cellar, they had a rehearsal at our house, and I was like, oh shit, there's live music going on. This is awesome. You know, like you're like, oh man, I remember. Yeah, I just came home and I'm like, oh my God, I just walked into the best fucking way to come home ever.
Yeah.
And I just cracked a beer and sat there just like staring at them, rocking, just like, this is awesome. I don't even want to play. I want to just watch people play.
Yeah, I know.
Completely.
Walked into Arugula, this other band jamming.
Yeah.
It was like Wizard.
Oh, that's David's other band, right?
David's other band with our original drummer, Corey.
We played with them.
It's the same thing.
They played at the in Rosemead, the bar.
Yeah,
I think they played that night. It was like the Arugula Association or something.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, exactly. They changed their name to Arugula. But yeah, those are like the only 2 bands that we've seen live in the last year, basically.
Yeah, what was the last show you guys went to before Shelter in Place?
The last real show that we played was with Freedom Hawk at Till 2 Club. And I mean, I haven't seen like a show since then.
Had you seen any good good concerts that you were paying for not playing at in the beginning of the year? Because unfortunately for us, JD and I had like a nearly perfect start to 2020, and then it all went to shit because we saw the Mr. Bungle reunion, and then we saw Tool at the arena like shortly before everything went down, and then we played our last show with Year of the Cobra on like February 10th, and that was the
pretty recently. I know it's your favorite band.
Who?
ZZ Top.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, I think that's I think that's a band I've grown to appreciate more as I got older. Is really.
But yeah, no, that was one of the last shows that I saw, like big show, ZZ Top.
I can't even remember, man.
Yeah, I really have a hard time thinking back too. Yeah, I mean,
I think my brain just erased like a ton of
Demons
stuff.
and Wizards was
Demons and Wizards,
last big show. Yeah.
So is John Schaefer in Demons and Wizards, or is it other?
Yeah,
he's in it. Well, he was.
He was.
What did he do? He went into the Capitol. He pointed his finger, had a couple whispers, and left.
Yeah. You think?
Just says nothing.
I highly suggest go to YouTube to see that response that just happened.
We're gonna snip that one out, and we're just gonna make a clip of it, and we'll just put it next to the picture of him.
What did he do?
Yeah, I think he might be in a little bit of trouble. He I think was part of a group that they've already found were planning things ahead of time, and if they can get you for conspiracy, you're bugged. Yeah, you burnt. So
yeah, I'm fine with us living off their crumbs, man. If these politicians just get their crap together, let us live off the crumbs. They can make their $1 billion in tax write-offs. I really don't care. Just want things to get back to us living off those tasty crumbs, man.
At least let us do what we want to do. Shit.
Tax dollars anyways. I could give a damn where they go at this point. Just let us get back to our delicious little crumbs.
All right. So
that's a perfect segue.
Well, yeah. The last thing we usually do is and we've talked about North County and your hometown a lot. Who's both your favorite hometown bands? Like the band that you consider to be from where you're from?
Crumbsuckers.
That question's fucked.
Red Wizard.
It doesn't have to be the best. Some of your favorites.
For both of us, Red Wizard's just always been there, you know.
People just don't know the fucking.
But there's so many other bands. Yeah, the Nightcrawlers. I mean, Jerry's in
Nightcrawlers, amazing band.
In our band and like in our family, like so gnarly now too, you know. But
is this like all time?
Yeah, think back to when you were kids. Were there like local bands?
Nihilist, man. Nihilist was like the only fucking sick ass heavy metal band like when we were in high school.
Yeah, murdering shit before we even knew what the hell was going on.
And those dudes, Sean is like a fucking legendary San Diego drummer, and he's in Cage. He's in a bunch of projects. So yeah, Nihilist has always been. And they're on the Friends and Family compilation, right?
Yeah. Payment Upon Death. They fucking tear shit up, dude.
Yeah.
It's like all, you know, like general bands we put out and then just fucking thrash metal in your face.
Yeah, we listened to that song actually in the car.
Did we?
Yeah, we listened to the Nihilist song.
Yeah, that Friends and Family compilation has a lot of those bands that you're talking about, you know, like Loom. You know, Loom's on there too.
Yeah, Loom's huge.
Just the bands that have fucking been there, you know, before us, with us. Like, just great fucking bands that nobody fucking hears. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, Monolith, dude, is like such a fucking great band. Like, I feel like that band could be massive.
Yeah.
Like, even with their recordings that they have, I feel like they would be massive if they just had the chance to get in front of people.
Yeah.
Because those recordings are great. Loom, like, forever never had recordings or, like, recordings that they were happy with. But if you see them live, this is a band that you're like, fuck, this band would, like, take over the world. So everybody always... because like they just sound so fucking sick live.
Yeah, the song that's on the Loom song that's on the record's
Eighth and Eighth has always been like the fucking banger at all shows, you know.
Well, and the night we played with them, they whipped out one Hendrix cover, Crosstown Traffic, maybe something else. I don't remember.
Manic Depression.
Manic Depression, that's what it was.
Yeah,
and it's like. It's like such a like when I first started playing, like that was a common song to try and cover. Like it's sort of like paying your dues to to cover that song or a couple Hendrix songs, but it's not something most experienced bands go and fit into their set anymore because it's almost like sacred ground. And if you're gonna walk out on stage and cover Hendrix, you better fucking slay it. And he is such an incredible guitar player that it was just like. Carl and I talked about it.
Yeah. The only thing I'm bummed about the Loom song on the Friends and Family compilation is that it is an instrumental.
Yeah.
And I love Hippie's voice. Like his vocals are so good, man.
Dude, Heavy Bones.
Yeah, Heavy Bones.
That's like such a good Heavy one. Bones, man.
But Aces and Eights is just non-stop guitar solos. Like just fucking.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's so good, dude.
Yeah, it came out great. It sounds great.
And I mean, Earthless is like, that's the San Diego fucking golden child that the whole world like should know about, and a lot of people do. But it's incredible to have like one of the most premier bands like in the world. And what do you think the percentage of the population of San Diego knows that Earthless exists? Maybe like 5%.
Yeah,
or less.
Maybe less.
Is that is a fucking microcosm of our world right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how can that be fucking possible? Isaiah is arguably like one of the best living guitarists in a lot of people's opinion, and yet like less than 1% of San Diego
Earthless
even
is huge in this scene. Like they're top, like right up there, but outside, no.
Yeah.
Not enough people know who they are.
Wow.
That is fucking wild.
Interesting that they can make a living off of it though. So you don't have to appeal to everybody. You just gotta find the diehards who are hunting for your sound. But it would be nice if some of them got the big exposure. I feel like there are a couple of bands that could break like that. Like King Buffalo's one that I think could possibly break.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what is the break? Like, where's the floodgates at? Like, what does it take? For
I think it's like pervasive. So it's like they're on a soundtrack to a major video game. They're like on the Cyberpunk soundtrack, and you hear the song in a commercial, and you see it in a it's in the background of a movie.
Yeah, because it's not radio so much anymore.
2020 soundtrack.
2077.
Yeah. Or people just like, oh yeah, I've heard of them. I don't listen to them, but I've heard of them.
Yeah.
I wish the old school fucking people who have came before did something to fucking help more, like Blasco does, right? But that's one of the few fucking people that are actually putting their fucking time and energy into exposing the next lineage of rock and roll. It's like, where the fuck are you at, legends? What are you doing? Why are you not fucking helping push what gave you all of your notoriety? And that kind of pisses me the fuck off, honestly. But
I mean, in our corner of the world, there are some bands that do that. High on Fire for sure is taking people on the road that are not helping their draw at all. They're just taking bands that they want to expose the world to. I know because like Year of the Cobra was supposed to tour with them on the album release tour when Matt had to cancel because of his toe. Yeah. Nobody knows who Year of the Cobra is, and they weren't going to bring an extra soul to a High on Fire show, but they just wanted to expose the world to them. And I think Mastodon still does a bit too for like bands that are at another level of exposure. They still work with a lot of people, have side projects, and help shine a light on some others, but we just don't have that many huge bands in heavy music.
Dude, Metallica could fucking redeem themselves in a lot of people's minds and hearts. Made it their fucking goal to be like, you know what, we know we're Metallica, let's fucking expose the world of rock and roll and bring it back on a level that hasn't been seen in fucking decades. They could seriously fucking do that.
Completely. Well, even just recently, like there was a Revolver was asking people about like who should be on the next cover, who's the next big thing, and like all these people were voting for Evanescence because they had a new album that came out this year. It's like, fucking Evanescence.
No.
Like that's not a new thing. Just because they put out a new album,
we need more fucking Matt Pikes in the world. People that are
seriously.
Yeah.
That guy's a fucking nice guy, man.
Yeah, he's a
good dude.
He's a good dude. Yeah, Trevor from Haunt was all over that. What was all over that article? That Revolver thing. He's like, fucking Haunt. Come on. What are we doing here?
Exactly.
But you want Evanescence? Like, you want that old shit? All right, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah. We just gotta keep our ear to the grindstone.
Well, yeah, I mean that was part of the point of this. Not that we have a huge audience yet, But we were just sitting there. We've been noodling on starting a podcast for a long time, trying to figure out what it would be about, what we would do, and we were just listening to music, talking about music, and we're like, well, why don't we do that? It's like we both get so much music that in my Facebook feed or in whatever, and I don't have time to listen to all of it. Like it's been a fun exercise to just force yourself to listen to stuff that you wouldn't have found otherwise. And we found some really killer music and bands.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
And it's more, it's that more, you just have that higher level of immersion, right? Like putting on the podcast and like it just being like a normal thing that you do now, and that's fucking just more level of immersion. What about Alice Cooper? Alice Cooper could bring out some bands. Alice Cooper.
Come on.
I'm just saying, these big dudes.
Yeah.
These big dudes could really get some fucking bands out there,
Yeah.
Totally
bring out the.
Yeah, maybe they do, but I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see
Well,
it.
I think they just take a step back. They just let the label and their management do everything.
Yeah, Blasco is a fucking exception, right?
Yeah.
Pike is an exception. Those names are held in glory. Where are the other names?
Yeah, like Blasco's got a show on Gimme Metal, right? I'm pretty sure he does.
Yeah.
And he just teamed up with Ripple, for that.
Yeah, he just teamed up with Ripple.
And I saw that too. We're gonna drag him on here at some point too.
Yeah.
Make him talk. He'll do it. I'll tell you one person who's done a really good job of it this year is Jordan from 2 Minutes to Late Night, with doing all those bedroom covers, because every one of those covers is like 5 people from 5 or 6 bands, and maybe 2 of them would be bands that a lot of people have heard of, but the other ones are not. And so then you're exposed to these. You're like, oh, I love that song. What are these? What are the bands that these guys come from? Mm-hmm. He's fucking done a mountain of work. And he just announced the coolest thing. It's like old punk splits where punk bands cover each other's songs on a split. He's got a live streaming show where 2 bands are going to cover each other's songs on a live stream, and neither of them will have heard the other's song before. And the first episode is Old Man Gloom and All That Remains, I think.
Maybe. Something
like that. But, he's gone all the way up to getting Les Claypool and Danny Carey and people like that. And Max, the drummer from Max Weinberg, the drummer from The Late Show, and Bruce Springsteen's drummer to fucking record covers.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
That's awesome. That interaction, like, if that could just happen more often, you'll get like the heart and soul of what's going on in contemporary like heavy music mixed in with the the limelight that's out there.
Correct.
I don't understand why there wouldn't be like more of a pull from the people up top, like to fucking be, because rock and roll is pretty, there's a lot of honor in it,
Yeah. I wonder if it's like, once you've gotten up there, you've had so many people try to siphon off of you that you get kind of jaded about the intentions of smaller bands. It's like you can't help everybody, so.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's definitely something that, like, even when we were in London, we played with this band that had like sitar stuff and whatever, and he was like homies with Jimmy Page.
Yeah, Jimmy Page was like just his friend, like he hung out with him all the time.
Yeah, he like goes to Jimmy's house, and hangs out with their friends. Yeah. And I was like, why doesn't like Jimmy Page like push some rock and roll bands in London?
Yeah, that guy had a fucking he was like a sick guitar player.
Yeah, and it's like,
it's an interesting question.
Obviously, he's like this godly dude, but he's still just a man. He puts on his pants.
And then we could talk about,
maybe he has someone put him on for him.
I don't think Jimmy Page wears pants, actually.
DJs too.
He's reached that level where he doesn't have to wear pants anymore.
He doesn't wear pants. But I'm just saying, like, dude, those kinds of figures, their legend doesn't have to just be
completely
like, done. It can be what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I think that there's something to be said for that, like an old fucking retired boxer or something, like getting into something else, right? Like, it's good to be known what you did well, but you also want to be known for what you're doing, I guess, when you're on that level.
Yeah, everybody should get a George Foreman grill.
He's so good, dude. He's like always ready to go.
He's got him lined up.
How many fucking millennials, or I say millennials, but younger people know the George Foreman grill more than the George Foreman boxer.
Right? Yeah, totally.
Oh, plenty.
George Foreman? Oh, you talk about the grill? Yeah, I love that thing. Fat just
love that. Oh, fuck, man. It takes fat right out of my food.
Yeah. I mean, an illustration of how powerful that can be is where we interviewed Jake Kilgore from Chrome Ghost. Chrome Ghost put out a fucking killer record last year. Mm-hmm. I loved it. Anyone who heard it loved it, and it got like a decent release. Mike Scheidt like retweets or reposts, "Hey, this record is really fucking amazing." And Jake told me that like the next day it was just like they're like views, streams, purchases like completely spiked, and that's fucking Mike Scheidt, like still pretty deep underground. Imagine what it would do if somebody who truly had audience and visibility.
Well, that's all the thing. I mean, that's all it takes.
Yeah.
It's like it's a tweet or a post on Facebook.
Yep.
You know, like it doesn't take a lot to support smaller up and coming
artists.
You
don't have to do a 3-hour podcast.
No.
But it helps.
Yeah, you know.
No, I guarantee you. Look, we'll get one guest that we shouldn't get. You know,
we have.
And well, probably that has an audience, and it would change it could change the fortunes of the podcast. You could go from here to here.
Oh, exactly.
In 24 hours.
I'm just a fan of it, man. I'm just a fan of, the whole phrase like, and I think this is huge in our community, is a big person doesn't make other people feel small. They help others grow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think we've been able to do that even on our minuscule success levels to help others. And, you guys have too. And that mentality, I don't think something that, is going to go away, but it just takes that, like you said, it just takes that little movement. I mean, I still have fantasies of rock and roll, like owning the limelight, as like a music, and maybe being one of the top 3 most listen to music in our world today. Like that'd be fucking amazing. The talent levels that are out there right now are fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
The experience where, everybody's in it for each other, it's not like people don't go to a rock and roll show very often these days to seem cool. They just they go because they like it,
Yeah, for the most part.
To go if you want to be like seen there as cool.
Are you saying rock and roll's not cool?
I'm saying it's badass, but it's just not. It's not a.
It's special.
No, it's not. It's not a scene.
My bullets have reached my soul. I don't know, man.
No, I'm with you. Where are the helpers? You know what I mean? Like, I would really love to see.
Time to step up, helpers.
Yeah.
All it takes is a Facebook post or an Instagram post.
I mean, Lou Niles and Tim Piles are radio DJs here, and they've been pushing like local rock and roll for a long time. And they're part of the reason we got, like, Great Electric Quest got voted in as a San Diego Music Award nominee and that kind of stuff. But nobody fucking knows. Nobody knows that.
Yeah.
And
there's levels.
Completely.
Where you're going against syndicated radio where they own everything and they just play the same shit.
Over,
I mean,
well, here's what I think.
Where's the 90s rock and roll bands that are still making money off of that shit? Why don't they push some fucking newer bands or something?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I got your new project, Tyler. You need to go deep on TikTok and create the rock and roll world TikTok.
Yep.
Like because that platform is about like playing a snippet of a song and then doing some stupid shit, and then everyone shares it, and suddenly everyone's singing that song.
Pictures of your dog running around.
I mean, have you seen those dancers though? They're gnarly. I don't know anybody that can dance like that.
There's channels that don't even have there's people that don't even dance. They just do other stuff.
They just put videos to music.
Yeah, or just put videos to music.
Like it could just be your dog going batshit crazy, or your cat that just ate catnip.
Buddy's dogs, and some rock and roll on TikTok, 30 seconds at a time. Crush it.
Yeah, put that cute little dog.
Be the change you want to see in the world.
Be the change you want to see.
It all happened
fucking
in
inspiring.
2021 when Tyler Sweat started his TikTok channel. That was a reemergence of rock and roll into the line.
That was when it all began.
That was when it started. No, I mean,
putting
people are getting like giant record deals. They're trying to figure out how to integrate TikTok into the charts because they don't have a way to explain why the song that you've never heard of is the biggest song in the world right now, because it all happens on TikTok, and it like completely circumvents the mainstream machinery for promoting music.
TikTok if you try to these days. It's all, you know, I don't have TikTok, but I see TikTok videos on the Instagram every single second.
Oh, they're everywhere.
And I like them, man. These people are dancing crazy in the subway, sliding around on the roof, all kinds of crazy shit. It's fucking entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, if the internet has taught us one lesson, it's always go with dogs. And
cats.
And you got access to cute ass dogs and a bunch of bands that you like. I think you know what to do.
I think you know what to do.
Do it.
I'm signing in. I'll sign in. I'll create an account.
All right. Well, we literally have dragged you guys through 3 hours of idle chit chat about music. It is actually almost 4 o'clock local time. We'll let you go so that you can get on with your day. But mostly it's just good to see you guys and talk.
Yeah, totally.
And
Likewise. Miss you guys, man.
Yeah, it was great catching up.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks for having us on, and keep up the good work. And you know,
speaking of trying to do things for other people, that's all you guys have ever done. So,
well, thank you.
Good to know you guys.
We'll see you on the Facebooks.
Yep, we shall see you on the Facebooks or wherever else. Hopefully someday in person. We're actually talking about scheduling some trips because my oldest child has gotten into several colleges now, and she needs to figure out when she's going to go to school and where she's going to go. So we got to do some college road tripping.
Fuck, you're old.
wow.
I know, isn't that crazy?
That's pretty gnarly, man.
Yeah, that's insane.
Crazy to hear. And you know, spent the last year and a half of her high school career in her bedroom doing high school like a fucking trooper.
Being on TikTok.
Yeah, she does. She actually has a pretty decent following on TikTok. Maybe
he can just buy her account.
Yeah, no, she'll share your She'll share your posts.
Yeah, all right, there we go. Yeah, she knows what to do.
Awesome.
Yep.
All right, gentlemen. Well, it was great to see you and talk to you again. And with any luck, this will post up tomorrow, and I'll tag you and everybody else that we talked about, and we'll share it, and we'll try and amplify.
Sounds good.
Yeah, man.
Right,
love you guys.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not going to take my headphones off yet.
Oh, yeah.
We still do.
We're not going to do.
I'm not going to forget this time.
Well, that's good. I'll take mine off.
God damn, these 3-hour episodes, man.
I know. Well, shit, man. We get Buddy and Tyler together. I know we're going to talk about.
Well, it's so funny though. Like I was
stuff.
talking because I always say I hate long podcasts. I see a 3-hour podcast and I'm like, I don't know, man. I was telling that to Sadie though.
Yeah.
Sadie's my wife, everybody. And she was like, oh no, to me that tells me it's going to be good. It's going to be juicy. I like those 3-hour episodes.
No, I'm exactly like her. I think that's the power of this format. We've gotten so used to these short form get to know yous, interviews, deep. It's very rare as a culture we've like all agree to like dive deep. And especially not in communicating with other people. It's like, hey, short chat.
Yeah.
Right now, all we're doing is you chat with somebody, and if you pass them for 5 minutes, and with a mask on, and then you move along. So it's good to go deep.
This is a conversation show, not an interview show.
Yeah, not an interview show. Awesome. Well, I think I'm pretty much tapped out, completely drained. Go buy Disasteroid Records. Go buy the entire Glory or Death catalog.
The entire thing. On
top of putting out a really killer product, Buddy's like super fucking on the ball about shipping and taking care of customers. And if you buy a lot of records on Bandcamp or kind of know what the experience is generally like, you're not going to wait 3 weeks or a month till he finally like gets it. Gets down to the studio and gets the records out. He's like same day, buddy.
Yeah. So, I've got records I've still been waiting months on.
That's funny. Yeah,
not funny.
I might, but I wouldn't even know. I'd have to actually like.
I know I had to go back through all my receipts and everything. I even had to like go to PayPal because I couldn't find a receipt.
Oh, that's funny.
So
yeah, gloryordeathrecords.bandcamp.com. Great Electric Quest. Disasteroid.bandcamp.com.
Disasteroid?
Disasteroid.bandcamp.com. And and support bands. And if you know really famous people, make them share things. Tell them they have a duty to help the up and coming artists.
It doesn't take a lot.
It does not take very much.
Oh.
All right. Well, I guess that's it for this latest episode of...
What is that?
My hat is blinking in and out of...
That's weird.
My cursor, we
looks like a zipper.
We got green screen problems
today.
No one cares.
All right. Well, anyways.
Awesome. Another episode of Blynd Submyshynz in the can.
Blynd Submyshynz. We out. Thanks for joining us for another week of Blynd Submyshynz. See episode description for links to all artists discussed in this episode, and visit their sites to support them directly by buying music and merch. Share links to the podcast or YouTube videos with your friends, especially if they're in bands. Bands, if you want us to listen to your music on a future episode, please submit one song to blyndsub@gmail.com. That is blyndsub, blyndsub@gmail.com. Bandcamp links preferred, but not required. Find us on social media at Blynd Submyshynz. Full video episodes are available on our YouTube. Remember, we go in blind, so you don't have to. Blynd Submyshynz.